right? Yeah, it's the 25th. It's Monday, which means we have an episode on Wednesday, but we are taking Thursday and Friday off because it is Thanksgiving, and don't we all have so much to be thankful for? I mean, let's just...
We have episode Friday.
Back it up.
Back it up, dude.
Beep, 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 beep. We are not in the studio on Friday. However, tomorrow we are filming our annual You Laugh, You Lose.
Yeah.
And we'll be airing that on... Should we air it on Thanksgiving or Friday? Probably Friday.
We usually do it on Friday.
Yeah. Because nobody's going to watch on Thanksgiving.
Right.
They're all wasting time with their family. I'm very excited. I put in a few hours last night. I'm working on something special. It's not done. I have a little bit more work to do tonight.
Some custom work, huh?
But I am feeling good about it. I'm feeling... How are you guys feeling? Are you guys putting your list together?
I put my list together last night, and I'm feeling pretty confident.
Same.
So how do you guys put your list together? What's your technique?
Go through my Instagram DMs with my friends from the last year and pull funny videos. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been the past few months specifically DMing myself videos only when they make me laugh out loud.
Oh, you're smart, thinking ahead. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any videos. I'm just making like one of my
just one
Hallmark edits. It's
Okay.
a creation of mine.
So you just come in with a one-hitter quitter? That's it?
That's how I did the previous year, and it worked out pretty good. Or not, 2 years ago.
Interesting.
But I'm going to try to find some videos too. But I'm really invested in this one video I'm working on. Yes.
Did you think our sponsor?
Thank you to Public Rec.
Yes. Thank you to
For
them.
sponsoring us today. They make extraordinarily comfy pants, which I'll be telling you a lot more about later.
I'm already taking my pants off.
Today we have a lot to talk about. My mental breakdown being one that I'll put off a little bit from the top. We had a call with Fancy Chef.
We did. This morning.
Yes, I did.
We finally got the man. He made busy.
The man means business.
So tell me about the process. You rang the number that he always says on Instagram?
Yeah,
and
the
he
one on
answered.
his Instagram, and he picked up this time.
Okay.
And I informed him, I let him know, I'm Olivia from the H3 podcast. He said that he had heard that we were talking about him, but he was a little bit tentative to believe me. He said that he's been lied to. He's been lied to.
Fair enough. I mean, he gives his
It was
number
more
out to
than
the
a little
world.
bit tentative.
Yeah.
He was very, very skeptical. For some reason, he did not want us to... He was not very open to any of the ways that we easily could have proven that. He was turning those options down.
He's like, I get too many
Video calls.
DMs.
Yeah, we
Can't.
said we could DM you from the podcast Instagram account, the official
That seems
account.
like super
And he
easy.
said, I don't read DMs.
Yeah, and he gets 3,000 calls a day, he said.
Which he demonstrated because his 6 other phones were ringing off the hook the entire time, and he kept answering them in the middle of our call.
And
Yeah.
what would he say to them?
He was invited to Dubai, and one of them.
For real?
Yeah, for real. I
He
heard.
said-
I heard him.
And he said no.
Yep, he said absolutely not. They didn't meet his, which we will absolutely comply with your accommodations.
Hold on. Sorry, I'm going to cut you there.
Oh,
Hello, this is Ethan Klein. Hello, this is Fancy Chef. Yes?
That is exactly what it sounded
It
like.
did sound like that.
So, were his calls brief with the other
No.
callers?
It was a one long call, and we've talked a few times since.
Yeah, he keeps calling back.
Now he's calling us back. Interesting.
He is. We are
Who's
in
calling who
communication,
now,
and
Fancy Chef?
I have all of his. I have his writer, shall we say?
Okay, yeah, so he has a lot of demands, and rightfully so. He is the Fancy Chef.
He said even Obama wants
Maybe
him.
we should remind the
believe
viewers who we're talking about here, because I think we only talked about him once on the show, but we're all big fans of his here around the office.
For real?
I think
Oh,
so.
well, let me pull him up. Here he is. Celebrity
let's pull him
Chef, Fancy Chef 2013, 5 stars. Call me, book me, call me now. He says his phone number in his videos, and I'm like, let's fucking get him.
It's in his
on the
bio.
show.
It's the first thing in his bio.
I mean, here's his most recent one. Let's see it.
Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York. I'm all over. But if you in those areas, today's the last day that I'm picking to do a Thanksgiving meal for. You better book me and book me now.
Yes.
Listen to me good. Book me and book me now. 570-604-3868-646-896-686-878. Book me and book me now. Book me and book me now. 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 Your Thanksgiving meal. Yes.
So one of the ongoing debates was if this guy is playing a character or if he's for real.
No, that's him.
Yeah, he's for real.
He's for real.
Every 5 minutes, he kept asking Olivia, "What's your name again?"
Well, he wanted to make sure I wasn't messing with him.
Yeah, no,
I totally
you're right.
got
It
that.
felt more like he was testing.
Yeah, he was quizzing me. He was like, you know Tom Segura's podcast? What's his producer's name? And I was like,
Why would you
he was
even
like,
know that?
You saw that I was in Philly? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, what was I doing in Philly? And I was like, I don't know.
That's interesting.
He's like, I was at a basketball game, obviously. And I was like, oh gosh.
So
Yeah, I was like, your Instagram.
But-
Yeah, that was so funny. It was like, how'd you get
my
this number?
number?
It's like, dude, you say it all the time. Every video you say it.
see, the more I watched Fancy Chef, the more I started to believe that he is the real deal.
I think he definitely
After
is.
hearing from him, I think it's not a character.
But then I wonder, how does he make? So is he a working chef? Because he doesn't
Yeah.
seem like poor by any means.
He's
right?
been doing it for 40 years, he told me.
Okay, I can
Yeah.
see. Here he is cooking.
The sauce is doing well. Sauce is doing real good. Right?
Sauce is doing good.
We're gonna continue to base. Make sure you wanna dry that out.
Yeah,
What you want, because it's sitting in that sauce.
yeah.
And you know what I gotta say to you? Italian. Beautiful, nice. That's what that is. Just smell it. Thanks.
Okay, looks good.
Yeah. He's doing his thing. No, yeah, he definitely cooks.
Oh, but what about his cocktails with the sticker on it? That was the part that threw me off. He makes these cocktail drinks, and he keeps the sticker on them from like when he bought them, and it's so fucking funny.
We didn't ask him about that. I kind of forgot about that.
Oh, here's at the
detail.
basketball game.
Oh.
Is he courtside?
Look at the kid behind him trying to see the game.
You just filming these kids?
He's behind his hat.
Yeah, his hat's blocking the game.
Wait, are they they're not courtside, are they?
It looks kind of like it.
Bro,
Close
what is
to.
with Fancy Chef?
I told you, he's like really
He's in
big
demand.
time.
That looks
In
like a nice
demand.
jacket too. I'll be straight up about it. Like, look at that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, he cruises to the basketball game in his chef outfit. Okay.
Yeah, and he gave me all the details with the chef jackets that he needs with the H3 emblem.
So go ahead and
And
tell
his
me
name.
that
Right.
his,
He needs a custom jacket to come on our show.
well, that's
He
fine.
does.
We can do that.
That would be
What
honestly, that's awesome.
other
$50,000.
demands does he have? I mean, that's fine. We can do that. Is he shoes on the bed?
In couples, husbands and wives, you want breakfast in bed? Here goes the chef.
Aw,
I got
fancy
you
chef.
breakfast in bed. The chef right here.
Don't put your shoes on the bed, man.
Book me now.
He can be a
Don't
chef
wait and
anywhere
don't
he
hesitate.
wants.
Shh, look at my pretty face. Don't wait, don't hesitate. Ding. Hello, can I speak to the chef? Give the chef a call. All right? And the chef will be right there. Breakfast in bed. Hello? Want breakfast in bed? Good. I got you, okay? The chef.
So how much is breakfast in bed? Tell me how much. What is his ask?
$50,000, first class flight, presidential suite, and I'm not even kidding. What else?
$50,000. And is that
true.
for one meal? What do I get for 50 grand?
It's one appearance on the show.
One appearance on the show. We're gonna get a stove for him.
He wants
so-
us to buy him a stove.
Well, we're gonna rent a stove
Yeah, we
because
have
he
to rent
needs.
it.
He does need one.
He said
to
Tom
cook.
Segura had to do the same
Yeah.
thing.
Tom really put out for this guy. I
Yeah.
gotta ask him what he paid this.
I think
guy.
I don't think it would be that bad to rent a
$50,000
like a
though.
food truck.
Presidential suite.
Yeah, it's a large sum of money.
How much did presidential suite run in
Fancy
Los
Chef
Angeles?
is. I told him I was like, I
$5
totally think you are worth 50 grand.
It's not that we don't think you are. It's just that our budget.
That's exactly what I said.
Was he flexible on the price?
He didn't
He actually
seem-
said he was doing us a favor with that rate.
Yeah.
50K was a favor already?
He said he was being nice. Yeah.
So I said I would talk to you and I would feel out your.
He was trying to get a confirmation on the call. I got to tell you, it was kind of a high pressure sales environment.
Yeah. How did I do?
You did well. You did well.
Thank you.
You were nice, but you were firm that you needed to further consult on this
Great,
before
great.
committing to anything.
I mean, look, this is a nice kitchen.
I know, he lives in a penthouse.
You can book the chef.
That's a beautiful kitchen.
That looks great.
570-604-3868.
He's saying the number.
He's mumbling his number.
Don't wait, don't hesitate. In Chestnut Hill, Pennsylvania.
He's in Penn?
I'm in Chestnut
I
Hill,
cannot emphasize
Pennsylvania.
enough how much his phone was going off.
Yeah.
His other phones.
He gave me like 6 other phone numbers.
Yeah.
He was just rattling them off like code.
Which you took them all down dutifully.
Let's
So.
get a close up of this dessert. Yeah. Oh, that's just a cookie.
That's yum.
It's a cookie.
It's just a strawberry syrup. Okay, yeah, looks good.
I don't think it's a cookie.
No,
that's
it
that's
was.
a souffle.
No, it's
No?
just it's a chocolate chip cookie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, look.
Like $28,
Looks good.
no matter
But I gotta
how you
find-
spin this, is a lot.
Oh
for
yeah,
some
yeah.
food.
Well, wait till you hear about this
Charlie.
It's
$50,000
$7
cookie.
Set 'em
It's
up.
not expensive, but then you also
You
have to
should have
factor
a
in that the
fancy
bags aren't
chef
even
fund.
big to begin with. It's 4 ounces per bag. 4 ounces
I
of
gotta find
cookies
him
for
doing a
$7
cocktail.
is
God,
still
he posts a lot.
Especially when you compare it to the product that they're basing it off
Holy
of and
crap,
supposedly improved
man.
upon. Those were $10 a bag for 14 ounces. They offered you 10 ounces more of product.
Yeah, no, I know, Charlie. It gets real expensive when you go high
And
class.
they were sold in Costco. A lot of people
Here,
really enjoyed
here's a
them.
cocktail. Oh, it's just hold on. I gotta see the process of making one. We'll get there, guys. Oh dang, someone left him a fat.
Oh, hey.
Beautiful and
Tip?
nice by the shine. Beautiful and nice. How
fuck?
gorgeous, how wonderful. How nice.
Why are there rose
Beautiful
petals on their plate?
and nice.
It's part of the
It's immersive.
experience. Yeah.
What if they didn't eat yet? Why is there a wad of cash on the table if they didn't eat yet?
By the
Part of
shine.
the meal.
Beautiful and nice.
What is happening?
Beautiful and nice.
Beautiful and nice.
True.
Okay.
Just like all of us.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, he's the real deal. Now, hold on, guys. Let me just here.
I want to say thank you to all of the followers that has followed me. All of the many people that gave me calls. I'm going to be in your city soon. All over Miami, Detroit, Washington, New York.
He gets around too. I mean, travel's not cheap. Shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah, you
expensive
seem very
places.
in demand.
Can we call one of his numbers? Maybe I could talk to him live and see like if he'll negotiate with me down the price a little
We
bit.
could try.
I could text the number that was texting me and ask
Oh,
him
here.
first.
Okay. You watch this video.
Beautiful and nice. These are for the ladies. These are for the ladies. $300 a glass. You don't like my price because they're for the rich and famous. They're for the rich and famous. These are lovely. These are luscious. These are lavish by the ladies, created and handcrafted by me. The only original, wonderful, fancy chef. If it ain't fancy, it ain't lavish, it ain't right. Beautiful, my champagne strawberry. Look how beautiful, how nice with the gold. Beautiful.
Oh, here. Thank you, AB. Yeah. He has the tag on the glass. Like, what the fuck?
Beautiful and nice. Just look. I'm gonna add these blueberries. I'm gonna add some more.
Okay.
This is beautiful. I already got champagne in there. That French champagne is beautiful and nice. Yes, indeed. When I tell you that's beautiful and nice, that's succulent, that's one of a kind, that's beauty at its best. That's, look.
Yeah, it's
When you drink that, when you slurp that, I'm telling you how wonderful that is. When you
You
slurp
see
that.
he could so easily be kidding. With
Yeah.
the slurping and the sticker.
Sure.
Call
Well,
him. Just put him. Just call, give him a call.
We're
just
trying to get
texted.
a hold of him right now.
If he, I mean, just tell him up front, like, hey, we're live.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just call him though. That's how he operates. Just cold call
I
him.
don't want to ruin. Do you think we'll ruin it? He
No.
sounded like really skeptic before.
No, he's not gonna. We're not. How are we gonna ruin it? This man gave us 8 numbers.
Okay.
Well, we could tell him this is our way of proving that it's us, because we could literally tell him, go
check
go
it
to
out.
our channel.
So
We're
true.
literally live right now, and you'll see that we're
Here I
on
am.
the phone calling you.
Okay.
This is me.
Well,
it's
just
me.
explain that to him.
Fancy
off
chef.
air
It's
first,
me.
He knows.
Okay. I'm gonna call. I'll be right back.
Okay. We're working on it. We're working on it.
So anyway, dude, this cough is not leaving me alone, dude. Oh my god! And then last night,
That's what the title's about, right? The title, I haven't been well.
it's not. No,
About the
it's,
cough?
no, it's about my mental health. Dan.
Oh,
Don't-
okay.
It's about my mental.
Oh,
Last night, Bruce, I was in bed and I heard thought I heard Bruce talking. So I went into the bedroom and he's laying there with his eyes open and he needs to pee because he just potty trained, but he stopped wearing his diaper at night. This was the first night.
Oh.
He tried it once before, but he peed in the bed. So he still wears a diaper at night. So I went in there and he did need to pee, so I helped him out and we peed, but he was so hot. He was hot, you guys, which means I hope, God, that he's not getting sick again. This morning, Ela was telling me he was hot. Oh, I hear Olivia. Oh, she says you're not on speaker.
We may have made contact.
She's on the phone with him. He said he doesn't want to talk about financials live.
That's fine, but I just want to talk to him.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said we still just want to prove to you that
I mean,
we're
I'm the
legit.
money man. If he's got to convince me if he wants the 50K. Tell him the big man wants to talk.
He's saying no.
Okay.
No, he doesn't
in.
mind.
He's
He's
in.
here. Yeah.
Of course he's
All
in.
right, Fancy Chef, you are live on the show right now.
No, I'm not. It ain't loud enough.
Can he hear me?
Maybe
You should just give it to you.
Oh yeah, here. Oh, do you know what's his name or?
It's Fancy Chef.
Fancy Chef.
Hey, Fancy, this is the host of the show, Ethan Klein. How are you?
It's the host of the show, what?
My name is Ethan Klein. I'm the host of the H3 show. It's a fairly big show. I mean, we generally have like tens of thousands.
You all right?
Yeah, we're pretty big. We're a pretty big show. Tens of thousands.
Okay.
Hundreds of thousands per episode, easily. So we've been real curious.
I'm gonna get this show in the millions. That number's pretty expeditiously.
We're
I'm
gonna.
gonna get it in the millions. Y'all know that. Y'all know exactly what my numbers are like. Y'all know what I could do. Y'all know I'm the fancy one.
Well,
I'm the fanciest one there is in the world. There's no fancy.
Can you guys hear him?
Can you put it speak closer to the mic? This
No,
Speakers on the top.
I understand. That's why I'm calling you. Oh, that's why I'm calling, Fancy. I know what you're capable of, and I want to team up with you.
I'm capable of doing this. You see the numbers. Look at the numbers. They don't lie.
Well, so I was just
Women lie, the numbers don't lie.
okay. So I was just on your Instagram page. Most of your posts have less than 200 likes. Not that that's an issue, but I'm just saying.
Go check the reels. Go see 34 million. Go see 34 million views though. I don't care about that.
34 million views. Okay.
Go see 20,000 shares. Go see 100. When I did the lemon champagne, it's at 107,000. Go look.
Right. No, I believe you. No, I watched it. I believe you.
Like you trying to say like you only got 20 show or likes or whatever? Go look at those reels.
No, I'm just saying. Sorry, I didn't mean. No, I didn't. I'm sorry, Chef. I didn't mean to insult you. I was just saying that because I'm on your page a lot, and usually, like this one I'm looking at has 168 likes. It's just I'm not saying you don't have your hits. Like you definitely do. But I was just saying. I mean, if we're talking, I understand you're probably trying to sell me on a high number, right? Is that what's Because to me,
I'm not trying to sell you.
Yeah.
You said it was only like a certain amount, and I'm telling you, go look at the reels.
Okay, let me look at reels. I'm on your page right now.
I did champagne.
Yeah.
I did champagne and got 107,000 views.
I'll tell you what. I see one right here that has 743,000 views. So yeah, no, that's big.
Okay.
So that's big. So basically, we're in Los Angeles. Are you open to traveling?
You know what I said? I go all over the world. So it doesn't matter where I go. I go anywhere in the world.
And how does it work? Do you prepare a menu ahead of time, or like what's the flow like if we hire you?
What's the flow? I don't know. I do anything.
Did you prepare a menu ahead of time?
Well, I don't know. It depends on what I feel like. I don't know.
Oh, okay. So do you buy the groceries or do we buy the groceries?
No, y'all buy everything. Chef don't pay for nothing.
No, right. I'll pay for the groceries, but like who picks the groceries? Do I select what you cook or do you?
No, I do.
You do.
I gotta pick out everything. It gotta be grade A.
So you'll go to the grocery store and you'll bring the groceries. I'll reimburse you, right? That's fine.
No, I don't do that. You gotta send the producer, somebody with you.
Okay.
Like Tom Segura's did, he sent the producer, and we picked everything up.
He's a friend of mine, by the way. He spoke very highly of you.
Good.
Okay, so we'll send a PA or someone to pick up the groceries. Will you make a grocery list for us?
No, I gotta go do it.
Or do you go with the PA?
Absolutely, it's the only way I do it. I gotta go. I gotta pick out everything. I know what I'm making.
So why do you need the PA? Means a production assistant. That's just someone who goes with you to help you. Do you need them to grab it and put it in the cart? Chef? Chef?
Fancy chef.
Oh yeah, no, sorry. I think I lost you for a sec, but I can hear you. Listen. Well, they told me the price, so I'm just trying to make sure that like I know what I'm getting for. I'm not going to say it.
I don't want to discuss that.
No, I understand. You don't want to discuss it. And that's fair.
That ain't to be broken.
No, I'm not going to say any of the details, but I just want to say so we'll fly you out first class. We'll get you to the grocery store. Do you need an assistant at the grocery store?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe 2 people, mic them up.
Okay, 2. Okay. And then we'll go to the grocery store. You bring it out here to our studio. We'll have an oven ready for you. And then you create the menu, or I guess do you just decide what looks good at the grocery store?
No, I'm creating the menu. I decide what looks good at the grocery store.
Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense. And is this just one meal, or is it multiple for the price that you quoted us?
It'd be multiple. I don't know. I can do it all day. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay, so we get you for a day. Oh, okay, that's nice. So we can have you all day for one day.
No, you gotta eat for 2 or 3. I don't know.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, cool. That's nice. So it's a flat rate for like a gig for the whole gig. Oh, you getting a call?
How many days you want before?
I think. Well, personally, I think 3 days is nice. I think 3 days would be a nice thing.
I'll do 3 days. I don't care.
Were you getting a call in the background? Is your phone ringing? Chef?
I think he put you on hold.
Oh, I'm on hold.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I can.
I'm here.
Are you on the phone with somebody else, Chef?
No, I'm doing some work.
Oh, okay.
Are you cooking right now?
Are you cooking?
I'm doing some creative proofs.
Oh, creative proofs, nice. Well, can I ask you about your kind of like your resume? Have you worked at any Michelin star restaurants, or like who's been your mentor?
Mentor, Andre Renee. Second Ringley. Chef Russo when I went to airline catering.
Wow.
I do love Chef Michael Simon, Iron Chef.
Did you work? You worked for all these guys?
I stayed in the office in the kitchen till I made them do what I wanted them to do, and they did it.
Whoa!
I sat in the chef's kitchen. I stood by the door. They got tired of me. They brought me in privately, and they did some things with me. So that's how it happened.
Wow.
So what? Do you work the line? Do you generally like? I know in these Michelin star restaurants, there's different like stations for different like desserts, pastries, fish.
Yeah,
Which station do you work?
I worked fish at Hudson River Cafe with Chef Waldy Mulo.
Okay, fish. I like fish. And
Okay, yeah.
what kind of cuisine do you specialize in? Because I know usually chefs are like French or Mexican, or I've seen all kinds of different. What's your cuisine style?
No, I do everything. Doesn't matter. I pick anything I want to do.
Okay, so you
Innovative like that.
You don't-
Innovative like that. I infuse. I mix cuisines with each other.
Right.
Ingredients. I do what I want to do. That's what makes me who I am. I'm glad about it today. I'm glad you gave me a call. I'm glad you considered me. I'll be happy to be here, and I want to be here.
okay.
Let's get it done. I don't know what I'm gonna make, and the reason why I say it because even when I was on Tom Segura, I changed the menu right in the restaurant. I mean, right in the grocery store.
Right.
You know, because I wanted to be where I was able to create and get a bigger flair and something more better than what I did. I never know. I don't
Yeah.
like to know.
No, that makes sense. It's the catch of the day, right? I mean, you want the fresh goods.
Yeah, I mean, I could have did the New York strip, but I rather did that meal I never did before, and because I never did it before, it was grand and great.
Oh, first time meal. Okay. So you don't have a specific cuisine that you're dedicated to. Okay.
No, absolutely not. When you do that, man, you just a lot of the chefs that do it, the Italian chefs, the coastal, they work their cuisine. when you come from American cuisine, you know, the French have their own, they don't cross over. The Italians don't cross over. The Greek don't necessarily cross over. So I don't want to get stuck in one cuisine that's boring to me. When it's boring to me, I don't like it.
Yeah.
So I like to keep lively, and I like to keep doing, you know, exactly what I'm doing. You know?
Right.
And I just keep creating. I don't like old stuff I did. I could have did it yesterday. It's boring to me.
Right. Do you ever cook the same thing twice, or is it new every time?
I try not to. No, I don't want to cook.
Never cook the same thing twice. Well,
Some people ask. I put a twist on it. I do. Some people ask for what I make already, but I don't like to do it. I don't want to do it.
Well, so I think a lot of chefs, they would pick a dish, like a signature dish, and then they would hone it in to make it like a perfect experience. But I don't believe that you even necessarily need to hone in. That's not even something that you need to worry about, right? You just do anything.
I do anything. If you do anything,
Yeah.
it's what sets this out from others. You know, a lot of people, they have dishes that they sing to this, and other people to have one. Even the Alfredo dish that I did, if you want to base it off of that, I added the red wine and I added the champagne to it, which gave it a remarkable twist I've never did before. But because I know the flavors are going to marry, and I've been doing it for so long, I didn't worry about the end result.
I have a question. I noticed when you're making cocktails, you leave the sticker from the purchase is still on the glass. Is that intentional?
I can't tell you that.
Right. So, you don't want me to know if it's intentional or not.
No.
Okay. I mean, assuming if you put it in the dishwasher, if you washed it, the sticker would start to peel off naturally.
I actually could have took it off if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I spill the guts. I wanted to because I know they're gonna talk about it.
Smart. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Well, you didn't see the glass right in the front behind the camera. Of course I did. Why would I know what I'm doing?
Exactly. Okay. That's what okay. Thank you.
No, you did. So a lot of times when you do stuff that's ordinary, they don't honor and look at that. When you do outrageous, outlandish stuff, that's exactly what they love. I've been on 1,664 followers for 4 years.
Right.
Nobody paid attention to me but the culinary world that knew me. When I did something that I was outlandish, the world started looking.
Right.
You know?
What was your first? What was your first breakout video that was outlandish?
If I give you an interview right now, you don't need me. I'm like this.
No. Okay. No, I didn't mind making you uncomfortable. I'm not. I mean, I'm getting you for the food, and that's just. I wanted to taste the food, not. You know what I mean? Like I can call you. Yeah, I don't want. I can call you anytime.
Yeah, but then if you do that, then you're gonna run out of questions for me when I'm cooking.
Well, I'm a professional. I never run out of questions. I'm very good at this.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to talk about this guy, Danny. I told Olivia this. I had a guy named Danny. He reached out to me. He actually told me that this was going to happen. It was going to come to fruition. He said they're talking about you. He said they're going to reach out to you. Now that they follow you. I don't want y'all to get it as though I did one of ours. This I'm doing a lot. And I didn't particularly know where to look, so I will follow back.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm honored and I'm great. No, it's not okay. I think one favor deserves the other. One hand washes the face.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
So, it's not intentional. A lot of the followers that I have now is because I did it when I started.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of them now, I'm going to delete them.
I'll just ask you one more question because I don't want to keep you. There's one thing we always ask our guests. Are you vaccinated?
I am. I have, right in my phone, I have 2 test results.
Good. My man. That's good. That's good. All right. Because it's coming back. I don't know if you heard.
Yeah, it is. And,
I don't know why I said that.
I actually have it, like I said, right in my phone, so you don't have to worry about that.
All right. That's badass.
I need to match my name, so you don't think I'm doing somebody.
Nah, never. Well, Chef, listen, I really appreciate you jumping on the call with us, and we'll definitely pick this up and talk about the Oh, are you getting a call?
I get millions of calls.
You can answer it. I don't mind. You can put me on hold. You can answer
I
it.
get millions of calls. I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
I don't know. Yeah, I get millions of calls, man. People call all over the world. ESPN just called.
ESPN?
So, yeah, they call.
Hell yeah.
So we'll see.
All right, so So we'll talk about the financials. We'll talk about it on the side, and we'll try to work something out. But it's been a joy. It's really been a joy to connect with you, Fancy, and I really appreciate that.
What made y'all call me?
I found your videos online, and I love them. It was on my feed, my For You feed on Instagram.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, just popped up.
I'm not internet crazy. I just know how to post them. I don't know the details, the in-depth details of the internet. I don't know. So
yeah.
I just know how to post, take it down, and put it back up. So,
but
like I said, when I started, nobody looked. Now that I went and did something outlandish, which was the first thing, which is my my ranch strawberry, that's when it took off.
Oh, is that the one with the strawberry on the rim that was just like...
No, the ranch. The ranch.
The ranch and the strawberry. The ranch
and syrup.
So you wouldn't serve that normally. That was just for the Instagram?
No, it wasn't for Instagram. I'm going to say it was for Instagram. I never do anything for Instagram, so to speak. I always do things because I try them out.
Okay.
I know that if you could eat ranch on lettuce, why wouldn't you try it? You got a lot of these signature dishes.
I love ranch, by the way. It's phenomenal.
If they wasn't signature, a lot of people probably wouldn't touch it, but they signature dishes, they saw it somewhere. So every dish starts from somewhere. Just because a lot of people find it to be outlandish and, explain words needed.
I think the issue with the ranch dressing, just to get into kind of the culinary details of a bit, the strawberry is sweet. I think the ranch and the sweet probably is a roadblock for most chefs, but not for you.
Okay, so you got savory and you got sweet. Some things I got to add salt to caramel. So you got the caramel that's sweet.
Yeah.
And you got the salt that's savory. So it just all boils down to one's his taste buds. That's what it boils down to. You probably can't eat lobster, shrimp, but somebody else could. You probably can't eat milk chocolate, but somebody else could. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
So it just varies with someone's taste buds. Other than that, you could create it all day long, and whoever like it, they don't. So that's how all dishes are really made.
But there are dishes that are like universally enjoyed, and then there are dishes that are pretty much universally hated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but some grow on. I mean,
they grow on
you. Reach one somebody I think is good. Of course, you're going to reach the masses, but I believe it's good. I don't find it a problem so much. You would like everybody to like your dish, but that's virtually impossible.
Right.
Impossible. Everybody's gonna
can't please everybody.
I don't care if you're Michelin star. I don't care if you're James Beard Award winner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who you are. I'm going to come out with my own fancy chef awards. So.
Have you ever tried to get on one of these the cooking shows like Top Chef? I love those shows. It'd be great to see you.
They call me.
Oh, they do?
They call me 50 million times. I don't know. They call me.
Why don't you do it?
I might. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I might.
Yeah. I mean, it would be...
You know why? These shows I don't like pretty much. The one show that I love to death is Iron Chef.
Love Iron Chef.
Because I know Iron Chef is real.
Yeah.
A lot of these shows
True.
deal with you got to get a basket and the countdown. I've been in food for 40 years, so I know what's real and what's not. I don't want to operate on anything that's not real.
True.
When I see these shows that are not real, it doesn't do anything for me. It just made me look at it different.
That's true, man.
My shows is not real.
That's very true, yeah.
For over 40 years, and when I've been that long, and I don't get nothing out of it, then it doesn't work for me.
Right.
I don't want you can't tell me to do this, you can't tell me to do that. I've grown in the kitchen from 4 years old, and I've done a lot of things in my life. I probably made over 1 billion dishes. Who knows?
1 billion?
Yeah, of course, yeah. If I make 5 dishes right now, that's a dish. That's added to my resume of what I make.
But you never make the same dish twice.
I don't want to.
You don't want to.
If I do, I put a twist to it. So that's not considered the same dish. I hate doing it. It doesn't make you innovative. It doesn't make you creative.
Well, let me ask you this.
The same.
If you're cooking for yourself and you're like, I want my favorite dish, I'm cooking for myself, what do you go to?
I can't do that. I don't have no favorite.
Oh, we don't do
If
that.
I had a favorite dish-wise, it couldn't be nothing. But one of my favorite meals is just peanut butter and jelly.
There it is. That's the that's so legit. It's just like that, right, Chef? Like it doesn't even need to be complicated.
No, but then you got to look at it like this, and it's expected of you as a chef especially a chef on my level, that you have to eat extravagant. No, we humans,
Right.
we have our own taste buds. Just because we look at on a high level or low, whatever it may be, it doesn't mean that you have to, eat things like that.
Right.
So I do it whenever I feel like it, and I want to, So
That'd be kind of badass if we flew you out here, paid your rate and everything, and you made us peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, you wanted to? I would. If I made a peanut butter and jelly, that would be something on the side.
That'd just be for
You
fun.
want to showcase your talent. You want everybody to see some of the things that you could do. I wouldn't do that. That wouldn't be me.
Okay.
That's what I like. I want to make peanut butter and jelly. If I made peanut butter and jelly, just be on the side. Gourmet style probably a little bit, but other than that, I wouldn't do that.
Chef, it's been
showcase your talent.
Chef, it's been
I don't do it for notoriety. I do it because I love it.
for love of the game. Chef, it's been so nice talking with you. Okay, I'll make sure that Olivia reaches back out and we'll connect on the side and work out the details.
Yeah, I know. Even after this interview, the numbers going to go up. Once I get on the show, the
All
numbers
right.
going to go up expeditiously. You know that I know.
Are you saying the
Okay.
price is going to go up or the views?
No, the views.
Okay.
The price is going to go up. It's okay. We'll deal with that.
Well, don't raise the price on me. It's already pretty high,
I get on
Chef.
Tom Segura. I go through Tom Segura's page, and the numbers don't even match.
Yeah, I heard their show is experiencing a huge boom since you were on there.
Yeah. So again, I'm not doing it for that. I do it if I do it, and consider that's really to reach people. See how different ways you could take.
My producer's telling me to wrap it up because we have a. So I.
We have an ad read. Oh, he's getting a call. It's perfect timing.
Did you get a call?
Yeah, I just wanted to be respected because my daughter watches.
Oh.
And she didn't like certain things said, in a negative way.
Oh.
So that's all. My daughter gets offended about certain things said certain ways. Like these phone calls that I get that people get on.
Oh no, I see.
I put my number out there, but
How old is your daughter, Chef?
11.
That's wonderful. I have 3 kids too. That's all beautiful. I love it. I love that you're a dad. I love that you're a serious chef. And I look forward to making it work. All right, buddy? It's been great. That's Fancy Chef. 5 stars. Call me now.
Okay, thanks, guys.
All right, we'll talk to you. All right, thank you so much.
All right, thanks. Appreciate you guys. Stay
Be
strong.
good. Be good. Thank you. Be safe.
Great. Thank you.
Nice guy. Really nice guy. A lot of interesting things came out of that. One being that the sticker thing is intentional.
Right.
However, he is still for real. It's both somehow.
Yeah, it's
we
both.
both were right.
It's somehow for real. Here, Fancy Chef wine and sticker pack.
Nice.
$1,500.
It's like steal.
Up from 180.
He doesn't know that we already said that he asked us for 50,000. Hila's really friendly with Christina. I'm gonna have her ask her.
what that was like?
No, how much it cost.
Oh, gotcha.
Ask Christina how much they paid Fancy Chef to come. What a character, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's got a daughter. I love that. You know how I feel about dads.
You love them.
Dads
You love
rule.
it. You love a good dad.
Dads rule. There's just nothing else to say.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot to write something here.
Okay.
Play the waiting room music real fast.
This is
Not that one.
this isn't the waiting room. I do love it though. Ah, there it is. Very nice.
We were talking about that song being an entry in the Soundbite tournament.
I think it has to be at this point.
Would that be our first song entry?
Yeah, we were discussing this, and there's a couple that I feel like are probably tournament worthy that are just music cues that we use on the show all the time.
Yeah.
But just the music cue makes me laugh because of the association. Like the Cam goodbye music.
Right.
Like we got heavy use out of this year. This was
See, it's instant.
see?
Yeah.
And there was another song, Zach. What was it? That we were
The
saying?
Bachelor one.
Oh yeah, the Bachelor one also makes me giggle as soon as he starts using it. So I don't know.
Okay, well, hold on. Do we really think that to keep the purity in the brackets, are we really prepared to start adding songs?
Well, but it's not like Bees from Space or
It's not just that it's a song; it's that it's a song that is used for comedic effect.
Yes.
It has to be one that he uses like he would another drop.
I think it would be an alternate tournament. I think we could do a music
little
tournament.
sub bracket, best songs on the show.
We do. By the way, I don't know if we've worked it out, but we need to figure out some kind of competition for the break that's coming up.
Okay.
We have to.
Do you want to do that right now?
Well, I wanted to do the oh my God, I vote.
Oh, a remix of that?
But everyone was like, it's too.
Everybody's just sad about it, yeah.
But I think we're over it now, right? Like we're back in the pocket.
Still fairly fresh, but I mean, the song is making me laugh every time he plays it. So
it'll lighten the blow.
Yeah.
It could be. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say the viewers, if you guys have any suggestions.
Let me see. Hard agree. Wait, people are here. Let's poll it. Let's get a temperature check.
I personally think
should funny songs be included in Soundbite?
And this is not including like "Fly Me to the Moon" or Ethan Devine.
It's not like one of our intro songs or something.
No.
It's one that you use as a drop for comedic effect.
Right.
I see that one has a somewhat unique role on the soundboard.
Let's see. Should funny songs be included in Soundbite tournament? Yes or no? Is that a good poll? Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Makes Dan laugh every time.
Is Lena here?
She is. I'm not sure.
I need. Do we have cough drops?
Yeah, we do.
AB said he got it.
Oh, a little divided. I mean, yes is winning, but a full third is saying they don't like that.
The thing is, I'm somewhat on the fence. I think it needs to be only in a very special exception, like this one drop that Zach's always using, because he uses it like a soundbite. Thank you, AB.
Yeah, I guess to be clear, I'm just saying that they should be considered for the tournament. I'm not saying all of these are shoe-ins.
Fair enough.
But when we're kind of like compiling all of the sound bites from the year, I think it's worth the thought.
Okay, I got a question. What about the traffic tone?
That has gotten a lot of mileage this year.
That's one of my
How
favorites.
can that? It's just, I don't know. It just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
I disagree. I think it's been a pivotal part of the show this year.
Totally.
That's not the question.
I feel like the traffic tone's more like a cue, not really a soundbite.
Yeah.
It's a cue into a joke.
I'm sorry, I disagree.
Yeah, I don't know.
I agree with Zach.
Should we, I think last year, correct, Ian, are you around?
Yeah, I'm here.
Jesus, man. Put on some love. Come on. Do you not get, hold on.
Wait, even Ian
Do you not get depressed sitting in the dark like that? I feel like I always
loves it.
No, I'm over the moon.
You love that.
Yeah, no, he loves that.
Can't you tell?
Okay, just so people know, Ian, confirm that you do have the option to sit in light.
Here, if I have to.
You don't have to.
He has the
You're gonna
option to
make
sit
me do
anywhere
it.
he
No,
wants.
people are going to think that we are denying you light when really this is self-denial.
Here, I'm turning all my things on. There you go.
You don't have to turn it all
There
on.
you go.
Wow, you look normal.
Whoa.
That lighting is actually pretty good.
Getting there?
All right.
Let's see. With everything on?
You don't need to do all that.
That's AB on the thing now.
You don't need to blow them out. All right. What were we asking him?
Go ahead. What's your question?
Close it all the way down so it's as dark as it was before.
No, don't do that. We want to see Ian. All right. What was your question for him, Dan?
Go ahead, Dan.
I don't remember.
Okay, let me go ahead then. Let me turn on.
We got so distracted by the lighting that I forgot. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, I remember. Last
Bring
year.
it back.
I
Turn
remember.
it back on.
Last year.
Hold on, Dan. He's got to turn his light back on.
Okay, turn it back on.
Please. Thank you.
All right, are we lit up?
There you go.
Okay, looks good. Yeah, last year for the Soundbite tournament, did we not do like a Google form where all the fans could submit?
Or was it a Discord room or something? I don't remember. We had it.
It was a Discord channel.
Okay, it was a Discord channel. So for the nomination, we can let the people decide if the songs get in or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be fine. I mean, if the people have spoken, then.
And I don't think any of those would go all the way. I don't think we have a Soundbite of the Year contestant there, but I think it's worth consideration. That's it. That's it.
All right, listen, let me thank our sponsor today.
Yep.
Public Rec. What is Public Rec?
Tell me.
We're about to get wrecked.
Oh.
With some pants. Ah!
Oh no.
Stop calling my chair. Sorry about that. The chair ripped my mic off my head. What is public rec?
Tell me.
I'll tell you in one sec. I'll tell you in one sec here, guys. It is the most comfortable pants. It's stretchy. It's versatile. They're dressy and casual. I'm a guy who's like, I can't deal with the pants situation. Here, let me come out there. With pants, guys, I'm very sensitive. The junk, the jewels, it's got to be breathable and it's got to be good to go. But look at this.
You're looking good.
What's special? Thank you. Show that. Yeah, show that. Look at. Hello.
Wow.
But the thing is, AB, come here. Come here, AB. Feel the fabric. It looks like super dressy and nice, but it's so casual.
Wow.
Wow, and right? It's super comfy.
It's really good.
Oh yeah. So the thing is, like, they also customize not just the length, but the width of it as well. These genuinely look so good. Paul, you show the God's eye again? I mean, I look good, damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you did. Yeah,
Public rec.
You did.
They also make all kinds of other daily.
Would you say that you're publicly recommending public rec right now?
I would say that.
Nice.
I sure would say that, Dan.
So you can actually pick the width and length separate. That's so key, because when I get pants, a lot of the times I'm a little bit shorter and I got a dumpy.
I got a dump too, my friend.
So if I go for
you describe
shorter,
yourself as a short stack?
yeah, pretty much.
A goblin?
So if I go shorter, it's tight around my waist, and
I know
the
it,
right
man.
length, or vice versa. So that's key.
It
Very
is.
interesting.
I'm legit. These pants are really, really nice. Also, guys, we have a nice offering here. Limited time. Upgrade your wardrobe and save 25% off with the code H3. Publicrec.com. That's PUBLICREC. Publicrec.com/H3. 25% off. They're having their holiday sale right now. 25% off. That's the best deal in town. Hey, code H3. What, Dan? You can say it.
It's code H3.
Code H3.
You
What'd
said
I say?
/H3.
So
Code
they also have a link. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Got it.
If it's code H3. I think they also have a link. Well, check the description. It'll all be there. But yeah. Super cool. I don't think you'll regret it, man. Stop suffering in regular pants and give the gift of comfort this holiday season for a very limited time only. Shop their holiday sale and get 25% off publicrec.com. That's publicrec.com to unlock the best savings of the year. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please let them know we sent you, support our show, and tell them what's good from the H3 universe.
What's good?
Give yourself or someone you love the gift of comfort this holiday. You won't. Thank you to Public Rec.
Shout out.
You guys all gotta get a pair of this.
I'm genuinely gonna go and get a couple.
These ones, I guess, Alina probably knows my exact specifications by now. But like they fit me so like the length is perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
The width is perfect. Oh, mama.
I wear black pants just like that, and I like to cuff them. It's exactly what I usually wear, so I'm definitely gonna.
We'll get you a pair. We're gonna get Love a pair. That's the.
I love a pair.
Thank you.
Black. Pair of these.
Lena, you hear that? Pair of
I'll
these
fill her in,
pants. Thank you to them. All right. We have that fancy chef call was an unexpected.
That was a
treat.
nice little detour.
Loved it.
So we want to play charades today, but we also have these videos that I have to watch that I've been putting off for so long. And we've got tons of stuff at the top.
Yeah, charades we're going to probably get to on Wednesday.
Yeah,
We got
honestly,
too much
I
going
don't
on
see
today.
it happening. Just because, but that's okay, guys, because trust me, the videos that we have to watch are just amazing.
Amazing.
Are there any of these top of the show ones?
Yeah, we should talk about Drake hanging out with XQC. Have you seen these clips?
I mean, I saw some. I just like whatever. I don't know.
Because my top 5 is Drake.
This is the
Really?
Kick,
This didn't tickle you seeing these
the
two
Kick connection.
playing slots?
It's a little odd. Yeah, it's a little odd.
He's so embarrassing.
Well, they're both Canadian.
For sure.
Very different types of Canadians.
Yeah.
Anita McSween.
One is a French degenerate reject. Can they please?
I don't know
just-
which one you're talking about.
XQC.
Oh,
He's the French.
right. So is Drake. They're both degenerates.
He's not French though. Drake doesn't speak French.
Well, they're French
Oh,
Canadian.
French Canadian.
Yeah,
right.
French
I see what you're
Canadian.
saying. He's not French Canadian. You're right.
Yeah.
Just
No,
kidding.
they're French. I don't
think he's
me. Your
French.
battle lines are drawn.
Yeah, I got it.
I don't think it works out. Right.
Okay.
I got a drink coming right after this. Shout out to everybody.
Shout out to everybody.
I guess I should give a little intro. Like, I'm Drake. This is XQC, real streaming legend. Me, I do music. In case you didn't know, I'm here. As you can see, fully intact, mind, body, and soul. In case you were wondering, right?
Mind, body, and soul.
Mind, body, and soul. You need facts to take me out. Fairy tales won't do it. Cheers to everybody.
Words live by.
Words to live by. Real talk. Cheers
Chat.
to everybody. Love. W's for everybody. Maxes tonight. I need.
Anita.
Us.
Winnie Max
Anita.
winner.
Yeah, I saw a clip of The Weeknd playing,
That's the next
Yeah.
link.
and
in the doc.
it didn't get claimed.
I had to remove the audio.
So anyway, but The Weeknd starts playing, and he goes, "Yo, bro, you have to turn this off." Like I was like, "Dude, what? What is his problem with The Weeknd?"
They have a long-standing beef. Because initially The Weeknd was going to be signed to Drake, and then he didn't, and then there was some beef there. They made up, and then recently with this whole Kendrick thing, The Weeknd called out Drake again. So
Sorry, guys, this cough. Okay, thanks for that. So he says in this clip with no audio and no video, apparently either.
No, it's just the background music was removed.
No, I know it's not playing though for some reason either.
Yeah, something's going on with. You had that issue last week too.
It was working for me earlier.
Yeah, here.
No,
I'll
I don't.
play-
I think
I'll
there's
play it from here.
It needs to be cached. We gotta get rid of the cache.
Bad, you know?
Let's slap.
Okay,
We see a slap.
And really, let's hone in on what they're doing here on this website too.
I mean, they're
like
betting.
bad, you know?
Let's slap.
What are they betting on?
They're activating
We
the
see a
bonus
slap right now.
immediately. So that was a
75,000.
75,000 bet.
Spin that bitch.
All right,
Get
so-
on your phone.
So he's noticing. Hold on, he's noticing that the Weeknd's playing. Yeah, here. Let me back it up
Okay.
because we can't hear the music, so it's a little confusing.
Well, I'm captivated by the slot game.
You have to switch this song off.
It's on the play, you know? So like,
XCC does it bad an eye. Yes, sir.
We're real Sixers. We're real Sixers. They're real six side. We don't listen to that.
you ever listen before?
Nah. Yeah.
Drake, you can't
of course.
pretend
What do
like
you
The
mean?
Weeknd doesn't
exactly.
exist.
Play some Blink 182.
You know what I
I
mean?
want to hear that real shit.
This should be on Turbo 100%. Even on Turbo is.
God, I wish I was just a gambler. Like, fuck me. Just sit there. He's not even paying attention. He's on his phone.
Yeah.
He's just rolling. What is it?
They're playing double rainbow with
like
a
1,500 per spin or some shit.
No, that's 7,500, I think.
Per spin?
It's so what you do is you know how when you hit the bonus, you get into like the special game.
I don't know how slot machines work. In fact, I'm perpetually confused. It always seems like insanely ridiculous.
Yeah, so basically you can win normal on a normal slot roll, but then if you're lucky, you get into the bonus round.
Yeah.
But what they're doing is they're buying into the bonus round
Oh,
immediately.
that can't be a good bet.
No, I mean sometimes it is.
That's the whole objective. You want to get into the game, is what the slot.
So they're paying. That doesn't make any
75K.
sense. That's definitely got to be bad odds on that.
It's everything's the same at the end of the day. It's like
I
you're gonna
guess.
lose your money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all they need is like a 55% edge.
Yeah.
All they need is a 51. Honestly, even if it was 50-50 edge, people will still be they lose their money.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
tell, and then they bail.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time. You get it all.
Yeah.
Just like me.
This
The
reminds me
blackjack.
of Kai Cenat. He's had so many musicians on lately, like insane. Like
But this is
Lizzo.
just a Kick thing because
this is-
Drake's been whoring himself out for Kick.
Yeah.
For a while now.
Yeah.
You know, God, they must be paying him so much fucking money, right?
Yeah.
It's disgusting. Kick is just disgusting. They paid XUC $200 million. In no world does that even make
$200 million,
or was it $100 million?
I think it was $100 million, and that was never.
He never did.
like.
No, that's. I think it's. Yeah.
I think it was 20 paid and then like equity. something.
Yeah. I don't think all of it. I don't think he was given $100 million in cash.
He got $80 million in equity.
$35 million annually, $30 million in incentives if XQC meets certain performance targets.
So hold on, $30 million annually plus $30 million targets. He could be making even more.
Yeah.
Like over 3 years, he could make $180 million.
Maybe.
The fuck? In no world. My point is, in no fucking universe does that number make any logical sense. Like there is just it.
Okay, Ethan.
It's crazy how much money they're siphoning from the public.
Yep.
Man.
What a grift.
Yeah.
I wish, bro. I wish I was doing that.
Let's do a 180. Let's become a Gamba stream. We'll go on Kick, and then we'll go pedo hunting with Vitaly.
I mean, good call. Even if we lose like 90% of our audience, that's still enough for them to pay me like $10 million.
I don't know about that.
Dude, yes, it is. If 2,000 people watched me live, 3,000 people watched me live, hell yeah, we could grift hard with that.
Okay. All right, go for it, man.
Right, love?
Yeah, sure. Do I get a cut?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, that's a good deal.
I'll cut you guys in for sure.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
So if he has equity in Kick, I wonder, when the feds arrest them, does he get equity in the jail sentence?
Right, that's true.
You know, it's got to cut both ways, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure it does, yeah.
Tom wants to call Kick. Yeah, call him. Let's see what they got on the table. Let me hear
not get hard.
Let me hear him out at least. Damn. So, okay, cool. Interesting, I guess. I guess.
What a contrast, though. Kendrick's out there making art, making music, and Drake's there gambling with
just fucking hanging out with
So
one of the
true,
dumbest
man.
motherfuckers in the world.
It's honestly so true. Kendrick, he would never be dead in this situation. This is the corniest shit ever.
Here, we have one more of this. of Drake inviting him out to
They're gonna
party
party
with
tonight?
him.
Oh, God.
This is like crazy, you know?
Yeah.
It's like
you pulled it up.
just being at home, whatever, seeing you just walk in or whatever, it's insane.
I'm gonna see you tonight, and we're getting cooked tonight.
Bro, we have to get cooked.
So just like regroup, get a couple waters in you. You know what I mean? Throw on whatever fits this body right here, and let's hit. Yo,
I do
He's
not
pretty
want to hang
funny.
out with them.
Drake is pretty funny.
He is, but them
He
together
made me
is
laugh with
so
the
crazy.
Blink-182 line too.
He's pretty funny. He is. Come on. Like that house tour was so ridiculously. I mean, he's funny. And he's corny. And he took this fat L.
I don't think people would dislike him as much if he was just, I think,
more humble.
Well, that obviously, but yeah, I think you're right that he does have a good sense of humor and can be self-deprecating at times. But like, the cringy stuff is when he tries to portray himself as something other than that.
Well, that's Kendrick's thing, is he portrays himself as a gangster.
Yeah, I know, and it's just goofy, dude. Like, it's goofy.
Even
As he's about to do right here.
Even Kendrick said that he likes Drake with the melodies. He just doesn't like him when he acts tough.
And I feel that way too. I like some Drake songs.
Yeah.
I just don't like Drake as a person. I think he's obnoxious.
I agree.
And the worst. And dating underage girls.
Yeah.
That too. I
Okay,
don't
hold
like
on, hold
that.
on. Did he date underage girls?
I think if I remember correctly, there is one that like is undeniable.
Congratulations. There was a picture of him with like a 16-year-old.
Yeah, it was. She was like
How old
16
was
or
he?
something, like mid 20s
30
or
or
something.
something.
Oh, was it?
Was this like a Jerry
he
Seinfeld
was
thing
hanging
where
out
it was
with
just like out in the open and nobody cared back then?
He was hanging out with the Jenner girls when they were teens.
Yeah, and then that's the thing is
substantial.
other than that one instance, there's just tons of, like, he's just always
you know what it
talking
is?
to a young girl.
When he
You know
brought
what
that
it
young
is?
fan on stage too, and he was like, "How old are you?"
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like,
That's
he was
right.
doing it
he does.
publicly.
He does have that pattern. You know what it is though? He's stuck in that wheelchair from Degrassi, and he hasn't aged out. He still thinks he's 17 or something.
Right.
And I will never, ever, ever get over the fact that he dated Rihanna, and then after they broke up, he collabed with Chris Brown to like get back.
That's
at her.
gross. That's fucking gross.
Insane character behavior.
That's
like
super
absolutely
gross. Yeah.
not.
That's just always kind of been.
He is not a man of character.
Nope.
He is
I mean,
currently doing crypto
Exactly.
slots with XQC.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of sums it all up, doesn't it?
Good for him.
But
Oh yeah, texting Millie Bobby Brown.
oh
So
yeah, that
much.
too. Yeah.
What else? We've got whatever. Rudy Giuliani's watch collection was seized. Let me see what he's working. Have you seen this, Zach?
It's nothing. No heaters.
He said
No
he's got,
heaters?
he's got jack shit.
No, there's like
You know that shit stinks.
Oh yeah, it smells like bad breath and cologne.
Smells like rotten fish.
Yeah, old guy cologne.
All right, let me see what this watch collection.
Like rotten fish.
Rudy Musk.
Yeah.
He's got
Rudy's
a nice,
got to be musky as fuck.
He's got a
Turning
nice
over
collection.
All of Mayor Giuliani's watches and ring as required by a court order.
Dude, he's so fucked. The court is taking his watches.
There's no heat there. I mean, like maybe that Franck Mueller, but
This is
Franck?
Cartier.
He took
that's
his
Franck
Apple
Mueller.
Watch.
That's Franck.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like a nice brand just by the way that rolls
Franck.
off the tongue.
They make all right
The
shit, but
case
it's not.
involving 2 women election workers in Georgia. This right here, folks, this is the accumulation of 60 years of hard work. Many of these watches hold great sentimental value. And he's being forced to turn all these over under court order. Again, the accumulation of 60 years of hard work, much of it.
Accumulation of 6 years of hard work. Shouldn't have fucking lied about, for Trump.
Oops.
Dumbass. Fucking penguin ass looking ass. Loser.
Somebody said he probably smells like tonsil stones. In the chat.
Oh God. That's
It's so good.
It's
That and
nasty.
or rotten fish.
That's
Remember
nasty.
New Palestine? Because those people are deplorables.
Long hair cringe dude. Oh, we got more of these guys. I love this guy.
Which one do you click on?
This dude. Are these new?
Oh no. I think this just got copied over because we watched these.
Okay.
No, I think that was a new one from that dude.
Is it?
I believe so. Unless we
I
were
can't
just-
remember. Sometimes you
No,
know.
we watched one of them.
Yeah, we watched.
I am
one
not
of
Okay.
demure. I am depressed.
Yeah, this
I am
is-
not
oh, this is
mindful.
new, you're right.
I am mentally unstable. I am not cute. I am crippled with anxiety.
Kind of cute though.
I hate it. I hate it so much. I want to die. I actually want to die. Please.
It's awful.
Please, bro. The ending one, really. Oh, man.
Depressed. I am not mindful. I am mentally unstable. I am not cute. I am crippled with anxiety.
Kind of cute though.
You said I'm not cute.
I am not.
Yeah, he lied about everything.
Yeah,
he's a fucking liar.
He's a liar.
So what, does he also think he's demure? Because he is not demure.
No.
Yeah.
Was it worth all the lie?
We have more bangers from him? All right. Bye. He's wearing contacts?
Hello,
Or film?
fair
Oh, he's doing a
darling.
character.
Careful how you speak about my high lady. I love you, Farah. Horns and all. Grab the headboard. Guessing all naughty. Hello,
The fuck was that?
darling.
I don't know.
Careful how you speak about my high lady. I love you, Farah. Horns and all. Grab the headboard. Guessing all naughty. Hello, Farah.
I think he's
Read the comments.
Is this a Witcher thing?
Oh, Witcher? I don't know. I didn't recognize any of the names.
Yeah, I
don't
thought
know.
Baldur's Gate for a second.
Whenever
but
we talk about
I don't
burning
know.
the
But the
witch-
comments are hilarious.
Read some off so I don't have to open it again.
I'm sorry, what is it?
You said read some of
some
them.
of them off. Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear you. It's so weird. When I just had it open, it was different. Now it's like where the first one I saw is where all the hate comments. But before it said I literally just shit and puked at the same time.
We've seen this one.
Without also feeling like you
Yeah, that was the original.
Have a good day. I want to remind you, you deserve to feel loved without also feeling like you begged for it.
Ugh, literally.
Wait.
Have a good day. I want to remind you, you deserve to feel loved without also feeling like you begged for it.
Ay.
Homie's got bitchin' hair. I'll give him that.
His hair is all over the place. It's big. Like a lion's mane, right, Zach?
Absolutely.
You admire other men's long hair?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What makes a nice head of hair when a long head of hair for the guys?
I mean, look at me.
It does look good.
It looks good.
Some days it looks better than others, I'll be honest, but right now it seems like you've been taking good care of it.
Looking silky.
What do you mean
and
some
healthy.
days it looks better than others?
Some days it looks cracked out and dry, I'll be honest.
Actually?
Yeah.
No
but-
shit?
No, I'm being serious.
Really?
But I'm saying as of late, like in all
Get
like
her.
the past few months, I've
No,
noticed.
you're not fucking with me?
I've noticed that it's looking like really crispy.
Oh my god, that's so mean.
No, why is it
it's
mean?
fine. It's fine. It's fine. Crispy in a good way? Or
In a good way. I didn't mean like dry.
All
I
right,
mean, like,
that's fine.
Well,
there's hair.
it sounds
no,
like
it
you
looks
kind of did mean
lustrous
that.
right now. I'm beautiful. Do you want me to tell you next time?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Point it out.
It's the blow drying process, you know, the different blow dryers and the oils and stuff I use.
It just looks like you skipped a day of something.
I wash my hair every day.
Or, well, not that, but like maybe the blow drying or the oils or something just was quick. It was too fast.
Today.
No, today it looks fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, fantastic.
Well, thank you. Cracked and dry. My hair's never been dry.
Well, what's up?
Well, when's the last time you put mayonnaise in it, buddy?
Yeah, man. It's been a while.
We got catty.
Sorry, I didn't, sorry.
No.
I'll tell you next time when it happens so we can all discuss.
I appreciate the hair criticism.
Not criticism. I have no criticism. I mean,
Well, you just shit on me, but it's okay.
well,
I don't know if he shit on you.
No.
I mean, he pointed out that, you had good and bad hair days.
I'm saying that
He's being honest with you.
And I appreciate the honesty.
you have good hair. You have good hair right now.
I appreciate the honesty.
What's more important than right now? You have good hair right now.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
If you had a couple bad hair days in the past, who cares? The past is gone.
No, I will agree. I mean, I bleach my hair, which I didn't think was the greatest thing.
Oh yeah, that probably took a while to heal from you.
Yeah, that was fucked.
Ugh. All right, let me get through this dumb shit. Okay, this one I saw. I have to share this. Plastic surgery on my feed. This is probably one of the most natural looking. It's unbelievable. I don't know how the doctors did it.
Oh my god.
It's just so natural.
Is it a video?
I think
it's a video, right?
Yeah, it's a video.
That's disturbing.
It's just crushing it right now. Wait, that was her. Yeah, so as you can see, the transformation is.
It's dramatic. It's dramatic.
They stretched her out like a piece of cured leather, man.
She's wearing someone else's face, it looks like.
Somebody, I remember when you sent it, somebody in the comments said it looks like they made her go fast.
She looks like she just walked out of a wind tunnel.
She looks like a beautiful elderly lady in the before.
She's mid-sky. What's it called? When you jump from a plane. Skydiving. Skydiving. She's mid-skydive.
I'm curious how it looks after, like a couple of weeks or months.
Yeah, I bet it probably looks good.
Probably.
It's probably just a little swollen right now.
Well, they think it looks good enough that they posted it on social.
Ow, it looks so painful.
What do you mean?
She just woke up, man.
I'm in pain. Ouchie.
So that's it, guys. Like I say,
Ow!
There's another.
It's really impressive what the surgeons can do these days.
There's another sort of adjacent story in the doc here on number 5 about a friend of the show.
I don't care about this one.
Oh, you don't?
Ah, fuck. It's just too much bullshit. Here, I'll play it. It's just not that interesting because it
felt relevant.
I mean, he had a allergic reaction and then it subsided.
Oh, okay.
Right.
That's all that happened.
I mean, it's still kind of crazy how different he looks.
This
now.
is me 1 year ago. This is me 4 months ago. And here I am today. What happened? I used to get a lot of hate. And people were suggesting, I was 1 step away from death. That caused a lot of reflection. And then I was like, off. Okay, so how did we get here?
Damn,
if
God.
you
Write
remember,
that for him?
when I started this project, we were trying to evaluate how close we are to being able to stop death. And the way we did that is we looked at all the scientific evidence.
All right, we know the story, bro.
Yeah. We get it. I mostly just wanted to look at him when he had the reaction.
Here.
Transfer. And the doctor was concerned that if we tried to extract any fat I had, I would leave an indentation on my body. And so I used a donor's fat. Ugh. When I did this, I had an extreme allergic reaction. In fact, the first day I did it, I met up with a reporter to a
That
store.
looks good. So the age, which I can't tell if the aging is back or forward. It's more like to the side.
Side, yeah.
We're aging in new directions. Time is no longer linear.
He's got balls in his
for
face.
Bloomberg.
Yeah.
My way home, I blew up. Like I couldn't even see out of my eyes.
Jesus,
I called
bro.
him. I said, just a heads up, I'm going to show up. It's me.
You did not go to the interview like that. All right, bro.
You may not recognize
Show
it,
me a clip.
but don't be scared. Because of the allergic reaction, we discontinued it. Now, sadly, it was a promising technology. We were excited about it, and we thought it might be a really good path to revolumize, but because I reacted so profoundly, we just couldn't continue it. So that stopped after
I'll
one
say though,
therapy.
Bummer, man.
How old is this guy?
What did he say? I think he was in his late 40s.
Yeah, he's not that old.
So he's not that old. Because I was
Yeah,
gonna say his
that's the
skin looks
thing.
great. You know, he looks good, but he's not that old.
But he looks like an old person looking young.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know how
not-
to explain it.
It's not 100% natural looking. It's like something. It looks like he's had like work done or something.
This is what old people look like when they try to look young.
He's 47.
I mean, his skin.
I think
looks,
that's the wrong Brian Johnson, unless he also just coincidentally is 47.
No, the
it sounds
this is
right.
showing him.
Okay.
Not Liver King Brian Johnson.
There's a bunch of Brian Johnsons, apparently.
The lead singer of AC/DC.
Right, yeah.
I mean, his skin is flawless though, unless he's wearing makeup. What do you think, Olive? You think he's got powder on?
Totally. I think that his T-zone is a bit oily. You can see that. I
Here.
think he had existing makeup on.
Shiny.
We're going to do.
How about his hair?
His hair is.
I think Zach's hair is much better than this guy's.
Very
Thank
nice.
you, Olivia.
His hair's
Absolutely.
weird, Zach.
Is it dry and cracked?
It's not. It's just weird.
He looks like Data.
He's made of wax.
Yeah.
He looks like an android.
I wonder if he got his emotion chip yet.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I got it. I got that reference.
All
Wonder
right,
if he's
we gotta
got
move on, guys. We have so much to get to.
We gotta.
Plastic surgery. Maga cult says sex without procreation is gay sex. Okay, that sounds good. They're coming for the straight. That's in the. They're coming for straight people now, calling them gay. Which is an interesting, certainly.
Yeah, making a girl come
no
is
birth
gay.
control, nothing, because I'm not gonna have gay sex. And like gay sex is more than just like another man and a man. It's just like the idea of looking at sex as such a materialistic thing and just like, oh well.
What is
like,
what does that mean? What is gay about that?
I see what he's trying to argue. He's saying if you don't have sex to have kids, it's gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about that is gay?
Because it
'Cause-
doesn't make kids.
Just
I
like
don't
having
know.
gay sex, you don't get kids from gay
But gays
sex.
don't own productive
it's
sex. Like the
ridiculous.
straight people have been doing that just as long and way more at volume.
Yeah.
Like having unproductive sex is not a gay thing. You know what I mean? We've been aborting babies since we could, man. You know what I mean?
We're not even talking about abortion.
Yeah,
Even
now
back
you're-
in the day, they was putting up dinosaur bones up there and fishing them out.
Jeez.
What? The fuck did you just say?
I'm just saying they've been doing it since
No,
the beginning of time.
nobody-
I seen it in Flintstones. I seen an episode that had.
Yeah.
Very controversial.
Yeah, with Fred, who is yabba dabba doo and sticks a
Yeah.
fucking.
All right, all
A
right.
raptor
That's
claw.
enough. Jesus
Right.
Christ.
I'm just saying. I'm defending the gays.
no birth control, nothing, because I'm not gonna have gay sex. And like gay sex is more than just like another man and a man. It's just like the idea
not.
of looking at
Oh, it's
sex
women,
as such
women. No, it's not. That's what gay sex is. That's
Yeah,
the
that
meaning
is what
of
it is. Yeah, it's true.
a materialistic thing and just like, oh well, like we just have an orgasm and that's fun or whatever. No, like dude, sex is
No.
about having children. It's about having babies.
That's what
Okay,
it's
so bitch, you
about.
never ate a cheeseburger? You know what I mean? Like, oh, food is just about sustenance.
Yeah.
I only eat broccoli and fucking boiled chicken breast. You bitch liar, hypocrite. What do you eat on a daily? You ever eat French fries, bitch? You ever had a piece of chocolate, scumbag?
I'm not gonna have.
You ever had
gay
ice
sex.
cream? What are you talking about? Why is it only when it comes to gay people having sex that everything needs to be like 100% pure, natural in tendencies?
I'm not gonna have gay sex.
And held to some imaginary standard too. Like according to what? That's what it's about. Okay, according to you, I guess. Like what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
I think it could be like, okay, let's say you have sex to procreate. Let's say, your person gets pregnant and it's a boy. Then a boy came out of your ball sack. That's gay.
That is kind of gay.
Oh.
True.
Well, that's even more complicated.
You had a dude all up in your fucking junk,
Yeah,
bro.
that's gay.
All
Well,
up in it.
So wait, everybody's gay then?
Yeah.
I guess.
Got a point.
Bro,
He's got a point.
Bro, you came in from a dude's nuts. You're gay. as fuck.
Fucking gay.
So fucking gay. You came from cum, bro.
You came in cum, dude. You love cum.
I'm not gonna have gay sex. You pump yourself full of birth control, and then you have
Pump
sex
it.
with your.
What about pulling out, bro?
Right.
That's the
Or
preferred.
condoms.
Let's be real. That's the preferred method of birth control today, isn't it? From what I understand.
Wife and like, there's no purpose there except just pleasure. That's the only purpose.
Yeah, like nothing else. Nothing else in life does he just worry about pleasure, entertainment, any level of hedonistic enjoyment of life. It's only sex. This man has never watched a movie. What a waste of time. This man has
never listened to a podcast. Oh wait, he's on one right now.
Yeah. Have you ever gone on a boat? Pathetic.
Why?
Why weren't you praying?
You don't have fins. What are you doing?
Bitch ass, you're not supposed to be in the water. You should be praying right now.
That's not what humans are about.
If you're not inseminating a woman or on your knees praying in church, you are in violation of God's natural rules.
And I'm pretty sure that microphone's gay because I'm sure there was a guy
Phallic.
who was talking into it.
Also phallic.
Oh, giant dick in your mouth,
or
bro.
he's kissing the guy.
Dude wants to suck
kissed the
dick
guy.
for sure.
People who are born like infertile have sex.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Well, based on his logic, it's 100% no. They cannot have sex.
They're basically born gay.
They cannot have sex.
Right. I want to see how he.
Like infertile.
Okay.
Have sex.
It depends. Listen, I am
They might
pro
not be gay,
people
you know?
committing to celibacy for the rest of their life. I am pro that. And if that was something that they couldn't have babies, I believe that they should have that choice there.
What
They
choice?
have the choice. People have the choice already, dipshit.
Yeah.
This guy's so mad he hasn't got laid. Like, let's be real. He is so fucking angry. And he jerks off and he feels all guilty, but he still does it.
It feels like a cope, like an insane cope.
That's it.
Yeah.
I want to hear what this girl has to say. If they're I think they're on the same team based on the desk alignment.
Well, they have a choice.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, is that what you believe is correct? Infertile people, no sex for you.
I think that it's crazy. Infertile people don't think. I don't see anybody really saying that. Hey, I'm infertile, so I'm going to be celibate for the rest of my life. I'm not going to touch sex. I'm not going to have sex.
You think it's crazy people don't say that?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think you are need
a lunatic.
You need serious medical intervention. Intensive therapy.
Oh boy.
People in chat are saying that's his wife.
Oh, so he has got laid.
Yeah.
Only when they haven't had sex then.
Right.
If she's not pregnant.
Well, if they don't have kids.
Or maybe they're trying to
want
get
kids.
pregnant. So if you're trying to get pregnant, you can fuck all you want. Sometimes it takes a while.
Enjoy it while you can. Because as soon as you get pregnant, it's over.
Imagine you have sex, you're like, man, that was awesome. Too bad we can't ever do that again.
Yeah.
One and done.
Just have 50 fucking kids. You can keep
Exactly.
having sex.
I mean, that is how.
That's how it
happens.
used to be. That's why people have so many fucking kids.
It's not even used to.
Exactly. Still happens. Well, no, people stop having kids, Dan.
Not these people.
Unironically, there's people are losing. The population is dying in pretty much every developing country.
Yeah.
Yep.
I did read about that.
But
the older generations are nervous
They're
that
not
people
being
are going to
replaced.
be taken care of by the younger
Oh
generation.
yeah, we're gonna be very.
That's a whole nother
top-heavy.
issue. Yeah, the
Mhm.
top heaviness, but the baby output is not replacing the deaths.
Right.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Elon Musk is. That's why he has so
He's
many
very
kids.
upset about
he
it, yeah.
claims that it's because
How old-
underpopulation.
USA.
Pretty interesting.
It is.
But there is something there.
In China and
hate-
Japan and places like that, it's
Yeah.
like becoming. It's actually becoming like a huge issue.
Yeah, specifically Japan, I think, because they had like a one-child policy.
That was no
China.
China did, but they got rid of that because they're
Exactly, but it made it even worse because it like halted it, and now they're seeing the repercussions.
Wait, how did it make it worse lifting the?
Only having a one kid.
They
'Cause-
said you can have as many kids as you want now.
No, yeah, but I'm saying the repercussions from that.
from doing that for
Yeah.
so long.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Nice job, communism again.
Someone said they.
Communism says one baby only, guys. We gotta
Somebody-
ration the babies. Go ahead, AB.
Someone in chat said they do have a kid, and there's a video of the kid saying the N-word online. Surprising.
Hold on. How old can that kid be?
How old can that kid?
Like 5.
No shot. That's real. That's got to be a joke.
That's the holy
You
baby.
find me that video,
That's the
AB.
holy baby they were waiting for.
You find me that N-word loaded baby.
I'm trying to
That
find
guy
the-
has a MAGA hat on. He has an N-word baby.
N-word baby.
This is his first word.
I never met an N-word baby.
He has one.
I would like to meet that N-word baby.
I don't think that sounds right.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right. The baby says it.
Their first word.
Jesus, can you imagine?
Yeah, well,
You must hear that a lot.
exactly.
It's gross. Wow, what a weirdos. Who is this guy? I'd like to talk to him.
His name is Joshua Moody.
Look into this, Olivia. Get
You
her,
want me
get
to
an
reach
invite.
out?
Yeah, fuck yeah. I want to talk to this guy. It's fascinating.
On it.
Holy shit. She has a tweet this. If this is real, the tweet says, "My daughter literally said the N-word. I'm so proud of her."
Who said that?
That's not real.
The wife or the dad?
The wife.
And is that real?
I'm watching the video now. See if I can hear it.
I mean, even like for like the most racist among us, that's like a little bit much.
Yeah.
The baby does sound like she's saying it.
You have a video recording of the baby saying the N-word?
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
Play it and just mute it. I got to hear that. Never heard a baby say the N-word.
Okay, I'll send it to you.
I don't really have a way to listen to it.
Well, just mute the mics. I'm going to open it. Okay?
Oh, wait, Zach's not here. One sec.
Here's what it looks like. Oh, wait. Did you show it?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah, don't show it. It's just I just realized it's a small account. Zach, we need you. You can't turn the audio off?
I can. Give me a second.
I have an article too.
You wanted the mics up?
All right, whatever. Whatever. I don't. Why can't I listen to a sound? That doesn't seem complicated, right?
The bus, when I pull it down, is linked to that channel. Give me a second.
Chet said that the wife used to also do lesbian porn. God bless.
No shot. These people are real. What? What?
That's what Chad said. I'll look it up.
What is going on here?
Hold on.
Who are these people?
This is like a troll.
Yeah.
Or something.
I can't believe it. We got to talk to them either way.
I'm messaging. Oh my God. June 24th, 2021, he mentioned the H3 podcast Instagram account in his story.
What did he say? Or is it gone?
It's gone.
Sure, it was nice.
Yeah.
Sure, it was something sweet. Okay, so he knows about us. Come on, bro.
All right, so
Please.
I took that out of the DCA.
But that's going to go to stream, right?
I'll tell you what. I can take my phone over to Ethan if you just want to mute his mic.
It's just.
It doesn't matter.
We're moving on. I'm over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
There's a
No,
baby
I
that
agree.
says
We
the
should
N-word,
move on.
guys.
Yeah.
Very sad and gross.
The N-word.
Okay. Dating and money. Oh, he got banned from Beverly Hills. This is good. This is the last top of the show thing, and then we'll get on to the good stuff. Dating and money. That's the guy who accosted me in Beverly Hills
When are we gonna dance,
on
man?
Rodeo in the car.
Right.
He's like, why do you hate Palestinians, bro? Why do you hate Sneeko? That you guys know. He called him. So, thankfully, and
Free
finally,
tomorrow, let me know.
this degenerate fucking weirdo, the city finally banned him from filming down there. And
Oh,
thank
wow.
God for that, because he was ruining an otherwise beautiful area.
So is that like a legal ban, or what is that? What, the city banned him?
He needs
Is
a
it
permit.
trespass?
I think he needs a permit.
Yeah, you need a permit.
Oh, sick. So he'll get fucked if he does it again.
Yeah, which
Huh.
usually they're
That's
cool
great.
about it if you're not ruining like one of the most expensive neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Or shopping
It's not even
areas.
that.
Not
It's,
even
it's just
neighborhood.
it's a popular tourist spot too.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Harassing people.
It's a beautiful place to go walk.
I'm surprised Jimmy Lee isn't banned because that's his.
I've never seen him on Rodeo.
Oh, that's where the whole.
That's where he did fanfare.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's out there.
Oh.
He's all over.
But this guy's there every day.
Right.
Let's listen.
What's up, everyone? My name is Mohammed. I'm a Palestinian American with the production company in LA. It's called Watermelon Productions, and pretty much, I do street photography. I used to do it a lot on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills, and now I'm literally banned from Beverly Hills, which is a notorious
Now watch
Israeli.
it. Okay. Watch him try to turn this into a racial issue. The fact that he was allowed to film there for that long in front of the most expensive prestigious stores in the world. Like, I'm sure people have been complaining about him nonstop. In fact, when I was at the Valentino, when I was getting fitted, somebody there told me, "Oh, I see that guy, and he's the worst."
We've
he's-
had a few people reach out and say that they're familiar.
What are you doing tonight, beautiful?
But okay, it was the Mossad probably. Let's hear.
Community, a Palestinian American who grew up in America, who loves America, is literally banned in America from an Israeli community. Wow. How did
Beverly Hills is an Israeli community? I think there's a lot of Jews that live there. I don't think many of them are Israeli. You know. But also going to Beverly Hills and be like, what's with all these fucking Jews? It's like, bro, where do you think you are right now?
Yeah.
It's like going to the Brooklyn and being like, fucking Jews everywhere.
Beautiful, I just got off work. Let's go dancing at Barless tonight.
Fucking hell.
How did we get to
I forgot about those calls.
this point? How did we get to this point, okay? I used to have drones following me up and down the street for 15 to 30 minutes in America on this street, on Rodeo Drive, okay? And they used to follow me. You know, they used to harass me just because I'm taking pictures. You know, everyone has a camera in this neighborhood. Everybody's taking pictures in this neighborhood, but they...
You guys see what he did to me. He does that to everybody.
Yeah.
He runs
Yeah.
up with the camera in their face and asks them insane questions.
I'm free tomorrow. Let me know.
I'll let you know, buddy.
They want to harass the Palestinian. And if you want to know, how did they know I'm Palestinian? How? Well, let me tell you.
Oh.
I did an interview on Rodeo Drive about October 7th. I interviewed 2 Israelis. I asked them, was October 7th a false flag operation?
Can you imagine Israelis getting upset about that? These poor Israelis, they're visiting, and you gotta you're walking around Beverly Hills trying to enjoy your time, and some fucking shitbag comes up to you on the street filming you saying October 7th was a false flag. What a nightmare. I gotta see that video, actually.
Guess what happened? One of them, confidently, he told me straight to my face, I even have it on video. He said, you will never be able to step foot on Rodeo Drive ever again.
He's the supreme Jew.
Hey, you don't know me. I'm Mr. Rodeo.
You said this happened a year ago, though, and you just got back.
Took a while.
Took a while.
This guy's been back in Israel for like 11 months.
Well, they had to file the paperwork with, you know.
Right, yeah.
4 days later,
This guy's amazing. I mean, every fucking thing in this guy's life, in his world, is an Israeli conspiracy. Even his band, he's figured out how to make it into a conspiracy.
oddly get arrested. They say I have a white substance.
Look at this picture. I don't know why the fuck you included that. funny though.
With the white substance
on my nose, and I'm obstructing. In the video, I'm clearly not. They asked me to pull out my ID. I pull it out. Yeah, I get arrested. I haven't done drugs in more than 5 years, guys. More than.
That's good. I'm happy for you.
Okay, good for you, man.
So he's showing his nose because he wants to show there's no cocaine.
His
nose is clean.
You guys, no powder.
5 years, okay? I didn't get no apology from the Beverly Hills Police Department. This was such a traumatic moment for me, okay?
You guys, it was traumatic for you.
Oh, God.
Such a tough guy.
I fucking hate these people the worst. I hate people that take a movement and when people are actually going through shit and just trying to use it for their own stupid fucking shit. And just representing the movement overall like a fucking moron.
He's insane.
I would ban you too. I would team up. You make peace in the Middle East with this motherfucker. I swear to God.
Lena, do we have any other cough medicine?
Still coughing?
Yeah. Maybe some Dayquil. I get fucked up on that again. I was buzzing on that.
Yeah, you were
I
very
tried
funny.
to warn you. I remember you said Dayquil.
I just need something because this cough is just too annoying.
Let's get some NyQuil in here, bro. Let's go.
Turn down.
But some tea.
Turn down for what? Throat my coat or coat my throat. Thank you. Cheers. Cheers at home, everybody.
Cheers, my dude.
If you guys want to drink along, it's 2:30 somewhere. Cheers.
Gotta hit it straight from the bottom.
God. That gives me shivers.
How else are you supposed to drink it? Like the cup makes it taste better?
I don't know. It's just so raw.
It's just straight up. I like my Dayquil dry, no rocks.
Yeah.
Straight up. How do you like your Dayquil? Straight up. With one olive. And a touch of vermouth.
Damn, a second swig?
You don't need a second
It was
swig.
small. No, it wasn't a big swig.
It doesn't take a lot.
No,
That will do ya.
I've taken the portion. It's a lot more than what I drink.
You're not really sick, though. You just need the cough
Thanksgiving.
suppressant, right?
If you're
Yes, that's-
drinking the
that's
tea, I
correct.
wouldn't have any more.
Right, it's the biggest drink of the year.
Do we have Mucinex? That could help. Thank
You're
you.
just going to load up on everything? Mucinex, are you stuffed up? I thought you
No,
just have
but
a scratchy throat.
It helps with my throat because I guess it softens all the mucus and everything.
Oh, okay.
I guess.
It helped me. I took it during the poker game and it helped calm my cough.
If you say so.
Cheers, everybody, to good health and happy
Cheers, my
times.
dude. See what I mean? It's a good drop.
No, you're right. This one has something special to it.
I don't think you're supposed to drink water after, because then it skips the throat.
No, you digest it.
Oh, it's for
yeah.
the digest. Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was like a throat coat.
No, that's throat coat.
Oh.
That's what this is for, baby.
Oh, I see. That's interesting.
It's just medicine. This is the same type of shit you get in pills. Oh, thanks. Oh, Sinex. Look at me.
Hit
I got
that
a whole
shit.
pharmacy when I need it. Thank you, guys.
What else can you throw in? Some
my
Robitussin?
my sinuses are clear.
You want some Claritin?
I don't think I need it. Do I?
Some lean?
I mean, just throw it on the pile.
Do you have
Mix
any
it and
leftover
match it.
food?
Huh?
Do you have any leftover food? Sorry. It was just, I was
I
making,
got steak.
it was funny.
Got loud.
I remember it. It was a callback.
All right, do we keep watching this dipshit or do we move the fuck on?
we
We have no time. Why do we always do this? How is it that we always run out of time? 3.5 hours. That's a lot of fucking time. We can't
What
get
is it?
the stories.
What are you desperately trying to get to?
I want to watch the Beast connection with the three bozos.
KSI and
So there's new Mrbeast crypto allegations. We know about that.
I tied up an
But
FBI
there's-
agent.
And then he did an interview with somebody.
With Oompaville.
But before that, I want to. Where's the
Down
one
near
of the
the
three
end.
of them?
bottom.
Okay, here. This is what the fuck I've been waiting for. So KSI. Also, we have a call at 3. I want to I want to talk to this guy. His name is Lonerbox, and he's a leftist liberal political commentary guy. Is a small channel, but I wanted to offer like alternatives to Hassan, since I'm here like saying that I don't agree with him and stuff. So I figure it's better to offer some alternative options too, instead of just shitting on something. So I think he's great. He's a super smart guy. Well, anyway, I'll introduce him then. But he's a super smart guy. He's a Lebanese dude who lives in Scotland, I think, and he's got a tremendous knowledge base, and he's very fair-minded about everything. So I like it. I like him. Here is these guys 1 hour. Impulsive. The three of them, and they only got 775 views. Impulsive is falling off, maybe. Hold on, let me see.
I feel like you say it.
Well, hold on.
I mean, that's lower than their average. A couple of months back.
Well, when Jake Paul used to go on, it used to always be like 3 million guaranteed.
Yeah, it used to get millions of views for a
Especially after that fight was so big.
Yeah.
I don't know who this is, but 200. XQC only got less than 500. I feel like XQC is a pretty good guess. Jelly Roll, 320. Boys only. This is what we do every day.
Hey, Olivia's here.
I know, but it's like the proverbial boys.
Yeah, Lena.
It's unisex.
The guys. It's the guys. Hey, guys.
Lena and Olivia are part of the guys?
Yeah.
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 Hey, guys.
I bought that.
All right, let's watch. Anyway, it's super awkward, and they clearly hate each other, and they're like bullying Jimmy. It's very fucking weird.
And he starts crying.
He starts crying, yeah. So should I do the timestamps, or should I just go for it? Let me try going.
Probably do the timestamps.
We could test the waters.
Yeah, I mean, you can just keep playing until you get bored and go to the next timestamp.
All right, let me start. Let me go back.
Did you guys see that dude who lost all the weight? I feel like some of you.
That's an old news, you guys.
Just come out as black.
From a month ago.
No. Are you boxing Jake Paul? We all want to see. We
Okay,
look.
you guys. Just show me the. Just start the show.
Welcome, bro.
Why would they start it with him coming up like, "Hey, I'm late. I'm last one here.
Yeah.
Everybody's waiting for me." That's like a rock power play type of shit. Everybody's sitting and waiting for me, Logan Paul.
Well, he's the host.
Welcome, bro. Late to your own
What are those
podcast.
pants?
Sorry.
What are you wearing?
Shorts. I don't know, bro. Bro, what do you mean? My stylist tells me what to wear.
Oh, really?
Wear it. I don't,
Late to his own podcast.
He doesn't dress himself.
His stylist tells him what to wear.
Hey, that's Prada. Wasn't that what you wore that one time?
I wore Valentino.
Oh, Valentino. My bad.
But this
Sorry,
guy,
bro.
he has a stylist just every day. He wakes up and they're like, "Here, put this on." Okay. I guess.
Well, you got Elon.
Podcast.
He needs
Jimmy was late this morning to his own
Nobody tells me what to put on.
Oh, I know.
I don't compromise on that.
Company. His own company's launched. Well, the company hadn't launched yet, so was I late if there was no company?
You were absolutely late. And why don't you tell everyone why you were late?
Well, I just stayed up late looking at chocolate aisles in Walmart last night.
That's not a joke.
Yeah, I mean, you guys didn't want to go look with me.
Dude, he invited us.
He
said,
was looking at what?
Looking at chocolate at stores. I guess it's market research for Feastables, I'm guessing.
I think he thinks it's like cool how he's like, "I'm so dedicated to everything
I'm
I
always
do."
working.
But it sounds like so pathetic. He's browsing the shelves at Target to make sure all the chocolates are lined up.
Yeah.
And he said, why don't you guys
just
come to Walmart with me? It was like 11 p.m. Come to Walmart with me so we can look at chocolate. He actually does it.
Did you notice the feet on the table? Immediately put his feet up?
Dude.
Did I miss that? How did I miss that?
I timestamped it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here it is.
What are you wearing?
Shorts. I don't know, bro. Bro, what do you mean? My stylist tells me what to wear.
He's like, now that you're here, Logan, time to assert my
I'm
dominance.
let you know who's boss.
Yeah.
To his own podcast.
He does that in the other interview that we're going to watch, too. And it pissed me the fuck off.
He did it to Schultz, right?
Yeah, that was the OG one, but he did it to
In the
Oompa
newest
Wheel,
one,
too.
yeah.
And I was telling Dan this
I guess
morning.
it's the Oompa.
Yeah. And 2 hours, he sits exactly in the same position. I was
He
like,
does
no
not
one
move.
does this.
It's
Didn't I
crazy.
tell you guys it was a power thing?
Yeah.
I'm
100%.
Right.
I honestly, when I was watching it, because Love's right, he like does not move the entire time. I feel like when you get a cramp or your legs start to, but he's like a statue. He's like locked in with his feet up there.
He's also so tall. You think you'd be more aware. Like as a taller person, just putting your legs up at every table you go to seems
It's
wild to me.
very rude. It's
I think he's a little bit socially unaware, Mr. Beast, and he thinks that's a cool move. It's the cool skies thing to do.
I get the sense they're all trying to act like sit there like so cool.
Yeah.
Like, look at KSI. He's like, I don't fucking care. And Logan's like, I show up late to my own podcast.
Yeah, which was staged, by the way. I don't think he was late.
Jimmy's got his fucking legs up.
Late this morning if there was no company.
I love that song.
Well, I just stayed up late looking at chocolate aisles in Walmart last night.
That's not a joke.
Yeah, I mean, you guys didn't want to go look with me.
Dude, he invited us. He said, why don't you guys come to Walmart with me? It was like 11 p.m. Come to Walmart with me so we can look at chocolate.
What, so KSI didn't get
He
that
actually
invite?
does it.
Yeah, but we did it when
Doesn't
we were
sound
lost
like
in,
it.
Pass that along, Logan?
Doesn't sound like he got the invite.
It sounds like Beast told Logan, hey, do you and KSI? And Logan made the executive decision, I'm not even going to tell KSI about this invite.
Jimmy and Logan are like dogs. Here's the thing. These three guys, they're in town together at the same time. They're not. Why are they not like just go get a beer or hang out or do like what the fuck? They're all like separately.
It's very weird.
They don't like each other, man.
North Carolina, yeah.
North Carolina.
Dude, he does it every state he goes.
Well, I mean, we could have looked at the hydration aisle too.
No, bro.
So what did you do exactly? You've told this story before, but what do? You walk around Walmart.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna make me seem like a lunatic.
You are.
No, it's a reasonable thing to do. There's an app that you can see like sales velocities of products, and so I just walk around Walmart and I just scan every single item in an aisle, and I'm like, oh, this sells 10 units a day, whereas this one sells 2, and then I just like to.
I guess it could be a special interest thing. It could be something that he generally enjoys doing.
Maybe.
It was just pointed out to me that you making fun of Logan for being late to his...
I know, but don't listen.
I don't know why I didn't really think of that, but...
It occurred to me as I was saying it, but it doesn't matter because I'm talking about Logan. You want to talk about me? That's a different conversation. What, Zach?
No, I was going to say also, you don't have a camera following you in. Like, he had a camera following him from behind before he sat.
Well, also, when I have 2 guests waiting for me, I don't think I show up late. Maybe it's happened, but like not that many times.
Yeah.
Not that many times.
You're usually more punctual when there's guests. It's true. Because I yell at you and say...
It's not because of you. It's because of me.
Okay. Say so.
Try to figure out why.
Number Nerd. Welcome back to Impulsive, the #1 podcast in the world. Thank you guys for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing. If you know...
That is just a blatant, disgusting lie. It's not even funny now because you're just falling so far off. Actually, maybe it's just become a joke because it's so fucking... Such a dead show.
I mean,
Yikes.
I don't think that's really accurate.
That it's just like it's like a satirical #1 show. It's like, oh, we know what the joke is because he's dead.
Is that why we say it?
No, our show's is #1.
Okay.
Totally.
The guy to my right is Mrbeast.
I'm not Mike.
Not Mike.
Why is he not here?
He's in Singapore. He's in
Okay.
Singapore for karate combat.
What?
Yeah.
Karate combat.
Wait, karate combat.
Yes, yeah.
As in, he's using karate to combat.
Not Mike specifically. He has trouble walking and doing really anything physically. But he's an announcer for this fight.
Dude, Mike gets the craziest gigs. I want his manager. Well, maybe I probably would never do that, but he has the craziest fucking gigs ever. He's in Thailand announcing a fucking
Singapore, he said, but yeah, a karate combat sport.
What the fuck does he know about karate?
You'd be surprised.
Karate.
Mike C is the type of guy I know about karate.
Yeah.
As a karate knower myself.
You could tell by the way he moves.
Oh yeah, that dude does karate.
Okay.
Hey.
So that's why he couldn't be here today. But I know no one's going to believe that. And I know you're going to think we had some sort of falling out, there's some sort of beef, or he got fired.
Well, I will now that
I
you
kind of
said
like
that.
that narrative. Let's run with that. The falling out at a beef. Actually, sprinkle in that he doesn't like me as well. Let's just like really run with it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
But we got the boys here today.
Yeah.
Woo!
So you're sure? Actually, here's a better controversy. He's mad.
There's no planning. He didn't plan anything.
We don't know that yet.
Look at them. He's already fighting the dead air. Going there. So the boys are here.
He doesn't own part
He's
of Lunchley, so he didn't want to be in it. That's more believable.
That's actually that is actually a little real.
That's a good one. Run with that one. Every comment. Next view.
Because he's already mad about not having Prime equity.
You couldn't even give him like 1 share of Prime.
No.
I mean, I'm all for giving him like a penny of equity in Lunchly, so he can't complain about it.
Really?
Yeah.
I would do it.
Okay. Well, we only need 2 out of 3 votes. That's 2 out of 3.
Well, yeah, it's done.
It's already done.
All right. Congrats, Mike. But yeah, we did launch Lunchly today. We actually just did it. If you guys saw on Instagram Live, probably best quality live stream.
Well, I think you might have tried to see it on live.
Yes.
Oh.
All right, let me do the timestamps. These guys are fucking boring as motherfucker. Logan's still fantasizing about killing animals. That's
We previewed that.
Yeah,
one
we
last
watched that
week.
one.
well. Let's watch it again because it's so good, and it's so true.
It's so true.
Because that's the other thing. Like Nina's on the cusp of.
By the time this comes out, you'll probably already be a dad.
Dude, this will
Whoa.
be the last podcast where I'm not a dad.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, that's how time works, you guys. Can you imagine? Time will pass between now and then the future.
Whoa.
Do you ever just think about that?
Sometimes it blows my mind.
How like time, like as soon as you think about it, like it's gone. Like like you think about now, but like now it's gone now.
Bro.
Like that now that I was talking about, it's like it's going back in the distance right now.
It's just
over,
further
man.
and away.
It's over. Every second.
That may not be true, actually, Dan. The fourth dimension may not be. It may be travelable, like the second and third dimension.
Fascinating. Would you like to expand on your theories of how that can be accomplished?
Well, no.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say it's possible for us.
So for some sort of
But there is-
subatomic
of course, there-
particle or a quark, perhaps?
Some kind of higher being or
Gluon.
different technology that's like, millions of years in the future. There could be a fourth dimension that's laid on top of ours, which we perceive as time, but can be moved through in the same way that we walk on the ground.
Now, would that permit you to affect things in the past, or is causality set in
I
stone?
don't believe so. Yeah.
You would be able to experience the past, but not change it in any
Nah.
way. Oh.
You can observe a lot of things at once. Like you see everything happening at once.
So that kind of rules out the plot of Back to the Future. You don't think that that's realistic?
I don't know. There's the DeLorean time travel is a whole different.
Is that operates under a different mechanism? Yeah. Okay.
All right, go kill some animals, Logan. Thank you, Zach.
That's crazy.
That's really crazy.
That's crazy.
You must be gassed.
This is the whole show. That's crazy, you guys. That's really crazy.
It is. It's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
I think so.
It's crazy.
I'm pretty excited, man.
Well, here, I got some tips for you, not to cut you off. I just got a cat.
Okay.
And it's been rough. The cat meows at night. There's a little bit of separation anxiety. We're working on it. I'm thinking of having the cat sleep in its own room.
I thought you were going to say I'm thinking about having the cat put down.
No. I'm trying to give you some fatherly advice. As someone who just got a cat.
So you're not.
Does Logan know he can't kill his baby?
Does anybody told him that
It's
that's
not an animal. It's a
option?
human being. It's protected by law.
Right.
Okay.
Wait, Mrbeast got a cat too. Doesn't he work all the time and like travel the world? Seems.
You could bring it with you
Cat
if you
can take care of
cared.
itself. It's fine.
You could bring a cat with you.
Yeah, right.
I would bring my if I was like that and single, I would bring my dogs everywhere.
Yeah, but it's different with a cat.
You do bring your
usually.
dog everywhere.
Right. I'm not rich enough to bring them on a private plane though.
Oh. How much? Really?
Private
Think you
plane?
can pull that off? You don't have that kind of pull?
I don't think so. Private jets are stupid.
I didn't realize you were such a brokey. Holy shit.
I know PewDiePie.
Sorry, I know it's cringe.
Pathetic.
It's cringe.
PewDiePie couldn't get the dogs into Japan, so he flew a private jet because of the dogs. It's pretty bold.
So he got a dog onto the private jet.
Yeah.
That probably cost the private jet to Japan. I mean, that's a far one.
Yeah, that's
know.
had to be so expensive. Holy fuck.
I mean, probably like $500,000.
No.
I mean, maybe.
I'm being dead ass serious.
$500,000? No shot.
I had a friend of mine. They wanted to plan a trip with us to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And they have kids. We have family. They're like, let's get a private jet. I was like, how much is that? And they're like, oh, it's like $400,000. I'm like, are you fucking insane? No. Like, no, I'm not spending
thank
that
you.
much money on that. That's crazy.
I mean, if that, just to Hawaii.
They're
quite a bit
super
further than
expensive,
that.
dude. Especially like a nice one,
Really?
which you would need if you're PewDiePie.
Yeah, it's got to
Yeah.
be. I mean, it's got to
Damn.
be a nice one.
I wonder if he said how much he paid. He might have done that. I don't know.
I'd love to know.
They don't know we launched it because the live stream.
All right. Silence. On to the next clip. Logan and KSI point out that Jimmy doesn't look at them while he talks. Oh, that's so fucked up. Why would you point that out? That's obviously like a anxiety thing or like a coping thing.
Well,
or like, I don't know if Jimmy has autism, but I know that's like an autism
Jimmy,
thing
it doesn't make
too.
sense because I know you had $100 million
Why would
budget.
they point that out? What is wrong with them? They're so they're such idiots. Bullies. Okay, let's see.
But I also know.
Well, that's not. You don't know I had $100 million.
Well,
I've
yeah,
never
no, yeah.
said I had $100 million.
Yeah, but
that's what the headline said.
But you spent way more.
But yes, I also spent way more than $100 million. I somehow got one of the largest unscripted deals in history, and then managed to lose tens of millions of dollars filming the
Bro,
show.
you know what I love about you? You're always playing the camera.
Oh, am I supposed to look at you?
Is this the?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we're having a conversation.
Like, I never even once thought of looking at you.
Hey, how you doing, bro?
Hey, Logan.
Wait,
It's just-
did I miss it?
Yeah, it was right there, right as you were pausing.
So that's a problem.
Yep.
And then managed to.
Wait, it was only 80,000. He said that. He said it was 80,000. Not only, but I mean, obviously.
Say what
it's a
you're
shitload of
talking
money.
about.
Yeah.
PewDiePie's private jet.
Yeah, 80K.
Oh,
Good deal.
Hmm. And someone in chat said, no, he didn't love. Well, guess what? I found an article.
Turner in chat says, Jimmy looked deep into my eyes and screamed at me, if that helps. Turner was Mrbeast's employee who called into the show a few years ago.
Jimmy, what's helping me? Jimmy screamed at him?
That is what Turner is saying.
He said Jimmy looked deep into my eyes as he screamed at me.
Jimmy
if
is
that helped.
he looks people in the eye when he talks
Yeah,
to them.
when he's mad, he'll look you in the
Alpha.
eye,
Alpha.
I guess.
That's scary.
To lose tens of millions of dollars filming the
Bro,
show.
you know what I love about you? You're always playing the camera.
Oh, am I supposed to look at you?
I mean, we're having a conversation.
He's not playing the camera. What are you talking about, you freak? God, he's such a freak. I hate him so much. He's such an asshole. Jimmy, get new friends, man.
Like, I never even once thought of looking at you.
Hey, how you doing, bro?
Hey, Logan. It's just habit.
Are you like socially, like we all understand that some people have trouble making eye contact for various reasons.
Yeah, for sure.
And that you shouldn't call it out like that.
I have a bad habit of that. I think it's from being Middle Eastern. If I look my dad in the eyes when he's yelling at me, more likely to get my ass beat. So it's kind of carried over to adulthood. I hate it.
It's such a dick thing to point out.
Yeah.
Dude,
That is funny.
I mean, I think we've all been
he
through that.
does it.
to a
I've seen him
degree.
do it.
Just look at us, bro. We're here.
It really hurts not to look at that camera. So they just.
He wasn't
Are you
looking.
crying?
He wasn't
It
even
looks
looking
like
at the camera.
Wait. This is where it gets really good.
He wasn't looking at the camera. He's trying to fit in. He wants to fit in with them.
Yeah, I know.
You got to back it up. You
This
keep
happens-
pausing at the best part.
Just look at us, bro. We're here.
It really hurts not to look at that camera. So they just.
Are you crying?
It looks like he's.
Yeah, I know. This happened. I don't know if you remember.
I do.
Also, 4 years ago, I have this thing where my eyes randomly get watery, and you literally said, "Are you crying?" And I explained this to you 4 years ago. Now your eyes are getting watery.
Because this is hilarious.
And here we are 4 years later, explaining the same fucking thing to Logan. Yes, my eyes
they
get
hate each
watery. I
other.
don't know.
What the
Someone fix
fuck?
it.
Wait,
Here's what's happening. Logan and KSR, they're like the cool kids.
Yeah.
Jimmy is not. He is not a cool. And this is a good thing. I mean, I think they're giant douchebags.
Right.
Yeah.
Jimmy is not like one of the cool kids. He's like, you know, he's like he's a video game player. He's a dork. He's just like YouTube obsessed, like a lot of us.
I'll defend KSI probs.
Crown
Wait.
for the king.
Yeah. From the screen to the ring to the pen to the king.
Where's
Oh
my
my
crown?
God. I heard kids singing that IRL.
Yeah, I was listening
Yeah,
to it
it's
in the car.
crazy.
But
It's
like,
good.
I'm still seeing like high school dynamics playing out here, where it's
For
like,
sure.
I do see that.
like the way they look at each other. Are you crying, bro? Like it is so fucking childish.
And then
man.
Jimmy immediately is like, "Oh no, I've explained this to you before," and he's like, "I know."
I
He's just
remember,
like,
bro.
I already know the explanation. I'm still gonna call you out for it.
You know, I'm just trying to embarrass you.
Like he's being forced to defend himself. Like there's really no like.
Also, you called him KSR apparently.
KSR. Well, that's what he is
KSR.
to me now.
Shout out.
He's not worth much more to me than that. That's the sound of the police. Thank you. That's the sound of the beast. All right, thank you.
so if you just swore. So if you swear, now are you canceled?
Well, you swore earlier, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm allowed to swear.
That's true. Yeah, it is.
I mean,
it is.
It will destroy your ad revenue on this, but
Yeah, bro, ad rev was out the window circa 2017.
The problem is
bro.
Jimmy wants to be cool. He thinks because he's rich and successful that he gets to be one of the cool kids now. But you're not one of the cool kids, and that's good. That's actually the cool one. You
True.
trying to be cool like them is uncool.
That's facts.
I googled what KSI stood for just because I got curious when you said KSR. It stands for knowledge, strength, and integrity.
Yeah, I love
Dude,
him.
he literally stole that
Cringe,
from
isn't
fucking KRS. That's such bullshit.
He says it's from his Halo clan.
He embodies all three.
KRS-One, knowledge reigns
It's from
supreme.
his Halo clan. That's kind of dope.
That's a KRS song, right? That's so weird. You fucking rip off.
Better than Keemstar's Halo clan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing Keemstar didn't go by that for his name.
Cock.
All right.
what happened in 2017?
Are you voting for Trump or? Bro, I get hit in the head for a living. Like I'm always doing crazy stuff. Like I don't know what's going on. What'd you say? Can't say what? I can get hit in the head, but I do, bro. What's good?
What are you saying? The WWE isn't real?
Yeah, Jeff.
It is real. So he gets hit in the head.
It's real painful. No, I was actually talking about boxing.
Oh.
Wow. Oh, here's cool. Okay, but Bradley Cooper's like, he's like a grown up. You know what I mean? Okay, here's.
What?
This is cool. What are they doing? They're in space? Like what the fuck?
I think this is at the Formula One.
Is this in Vegas?
Let me double check. Because he was with a lot of celebrities. He was there with like Paris Hilton as well.
Wait, Bradley Cooper's not that tall.
No, Mrbeast is a beast.
He's not that tall. He's like 6'2". Maybe. 6'1".
Mm-hmm.
How tall is Bradley Cooper? Quick.
Probably
There we go.
average. I would guess 6, except on the dot.
Bradley Cooper, he's
5'11" like me.
It says 6'1".
No, he's not. That's a fucking outright lie. I'm good sick of it. I'm closing it. Jimmy keeps trying to convince KSI to fight Jake Paul. Logan and KSI keep trying to change the subject, but he won't let it go. That's awesome. Where's my ring? Here's my crown. There's drama when I'm around.
I'm in the thick of it.
Whatever.
Please.
And then you guys can make up and start like a clothing brand or something.
Oh my god.
You can join them in.
Call Rivals.
Is that really the line? They know me where it snows?
You can join them in. with
And it's good.
Apologies.
W. What,
No, I'm all right.
I'm
good.
W his deodorant.
Yeah, but
I'll make something called L. Just
what?
make it shit on purpose.
You're gonna lose or
No, it's for
kidding.
Logan. We're partnering again.
New
brand.
Yo, you guys just boxed again.
God damn it.
Oh wait, all right. I will move on.
Wait, why is that? Why did they get so weird?
Was that a cut?
It must be that they're planning it or something.
Oh, it could be it. Yeah, possibly. I thought my initial read was that because during that period they were like viciously beefing with each other and talking mad shit about what piece of, and now, yeah,
I don't think
they're
they
buddies.
care about that. They don't give a shit.
You might be right. Maybe it's that they're planning on something.
Oh no, it's for
kidding.
Logan. We're partnering again.
New
brand.
Yo, you guys just boxed again.
God damn it.
Oh wait, all right.
That was weird. Why did they make it so awkward? Help the. You left him out there hanging and blowing in the wind, dude.
I think
so
it's
fucking
a cut.
awkward.
It has to be a cut because they change frames.
Box
That's such
again.
a typical cut move.
God damn it.
Well, if whoever cut that fucked over Jimmy for sure.
Yeah.
If it is a cut, I don't know if it's a cut. It's hard to tell.
God damn it.
Oh wait,
Logan Paul was this. Logan Paul's reaction was. That's not how you respond to a friend on a podcast.
No.
You got to throw him a lifeline.
all right. I will move on. But
Well,
seriously,
I'm
JJ,
I'm
it would
working
be
on music.
it would be the coolest thing
Okay.
if you and Jake just duked it
bypassed.
out. I promise you, it would be the coolest thing
Oh my God.
ever.
I have a song
imaginable.
with Trippie Redd.
It would literally break
Okay.
the internet.
Are you on Adderall or something?
No, I just want to see
What?
it so
Why?
badly.
What kind of question is that?
They hate him so
mean?
much. Oh my God.
Are you on Adderall or something? Like, bro, what?
Well, they don't want to talk about this clearly, and they're. I feel like they're
They could've
getting
cut this,
frustrated
though.
that he won't get off of this.
They should have cut this part.
I agree. I agree.
I really do.
Ritalin?
Right now?
He's crying again.
Yeah, I know you are. You did start crying. I like you,
my
Jimmy.
God.
I like crying. You're a spunky guy.
They're such assholes.
Wait, what did he say?
He said,
You just started crying again. Like, that's mean.
here he is crying again.
And I think, I could be wrong, but I think he is kind of crying. I think he's
Okay.
getting frustrated.
I
And
gotta
his eyes well up when he's frustrated.
I gotta
It's not that
defend-
he's crying, but he
I-
is like feeling heated when that happens.
Again, I don't know. We have something going on because my eyes do the same shit. So I really feel for him here. My eyes get like that as well.
That's never happened on the show where I was like, "Are you crying?" Like it looked like you were crying. It's never happened.
One time when we were doing the roast thing, you got up and hugged me because I think you thought I was crying.
No,
But
I
you
don't
weren't
think
like,
so.
"Are you crying, you little
Aw,
bitch?"
He did? He got
He
up
did.
and hugged you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
I don't
you
remember. I don't remember, but
I wasn't crying.
Oh,
He was still fat at the time,
You
though, so
sure?
it doesn't count.
you were probably
Yeah, I
crying
see.
if you were talking about me. And I
Yeah.
get it. You know, I've done a lot for you. Just kidding. You've done everything. This is great, though. I love it. Tom is loving this. He said, "Worst chemistry in the history of the internet."
Crying again.
Yeah, I know you are. You did start crying. I like you, Jimmy.
You did. Oh, they're okay. Okay, I didn't understand what they're saying. Wow.
He's crying again.
Yeah, I know you are. You did start crying. I like you, Jimmy. I like
Crying?
your.
I like you, Jimmy.
It's not nice. It's just not nice. It's just mean behavior.
Spunky guy.
All right, I'll take the hint. We'll change the topic. So, how's your song with Trippie Redd?
Oh, Jimmy, I would never treat you like that. I just want you to know. You don't have to be cool around me. My dogs, I always throw them lifelines. On this show, it's not like that.
It's true.
I've been out of high school for a long time, my friend. I got nothing to prove to nobody.
Now, we probably would ask you very serious questions about your involvement in a series of crypto scams in 2021.
And your
but we
Amazon
wouldn't call you
show.
out for crying. Yeah.
Never. I wouldn't stoop that low. Jimmy said in an interview with Casey Neistat that he has anxiety and trouble with eye contact. Yeah, of course. Hand the man said that. Thank you for the dono. That's obvious, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's obvious to any normal thinking person.
I struggle with that a lot too. So I know how
I
it's
think we've
feeling.
all kind of felt
Yeah.
that in one way or another in our lives, you know? It's hard to hold eye contact. It gets weird.
Not for me.
It does.
Like when I'm talking to someone and I start to realize like how intense our eyes are locked, I go, this feels weird.
Yeah.
So you give it rest.
Yeah.
And you come back.
And then you come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, alphas don't have that problem.
Your blue eyes don't count.
That's true. Your eyes are soft and gentle. They
So you don't mind looking into them?
they blow upon
'Cause you
me
keep
like
looking
a
away.
clear blue sky.
Why do you keep looking away like that?
I'm not looking away.
You did earlier. It seemed like you were
I'm
having
doing the
trouble.
show. The camera's right
maintaining
there.
eye contact.
The camera's right there.
You just looked away.
Your
Looks like
camera's
you're
right in
crying.
front
You
of
just
you.
looked away for a
You
moment.
crying?
You just did it again.
Yeah, see, you just did it again. Back
I'm
down.
not crying. I have an issue with my eyes.
Yeah, it's good. Well, it's coming out October the 4th.
You should use it as your walkout song. Just kidding.
I actually should, and I will.
Wait, so okay, who are you fighting next though?
I think I'm gonna be fighting Q1. Q1, sometime in Q1. Maybe March, April. Yeah.
Q1.
And then literally just go nuts.
Wow.
Such a weird
So buttoned
Q1.
up. Yeah.
So cool, businessman. Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Who is it?
I can't say.
Say it, we'll bleep it.
Nah.
Bro, come on.
All right, yeah. Now
You'll actually believe.
Yeah, we'll bleep it.
Okay, I'm looking at.
That's what I thought. I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think that'd be pretty huge, especially in the UK.
That would be cool.
And then
Don't care. I'm not watching.
You'll be
3,
watching.
which means our friend is he's not in the waiting room. Okay, good. So we can keep going. Jimmy seems to not like jokes KSI makes about him. Uh-oh.
Oh my god. This brings
Kids
me back.
now.
These are it's literally like high school bully type
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Like this is the good thing about being grown up is that like we don't have to like deal with this
I
shit
know,
anymore.
it's great. It's
like,
great.
Jimmy, you don't have to do this, bro.
Well, he's in a weird situation because he can't just like argue with them
No,
on
but
a
he-
podcast.
No, he's trying to be their friends
No, I
constantly.
know.
He's like such a pick me.
But he's making millions of dollars from being friends with them, so it's worth it for him.
I don't know if that's even true.
You don't think so?
Like, I don't think this Lunchly thing is going to do anything.
No, you're probably right.
You know?
Yeah.
I think his other brands are successful that don't include these guys.
Sure.
I want to ask, did you see that dude who lost all the weight?
Yeah.
Nico Cotto, Avocado.
Oh, yeah.
That was crazy.
2 steps
and
ahead.
he pre-filmed the videos. Wow.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
It was, right?
Yeah.
I feel like something you would do.
Yeah,
But then you just come out as black.
Well, I did that.
What?
No.
What? You do a pre-shoot a video, but you come out as black?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
It's just what he needs.
I did do that for when I die. I have a bunch of videos pre-filmed, so my channel can keep uploading.
You're lying.
Break that down.
I probably should refilm them. I mean, I was probably like 21, 22, but I filmed like videos. Like I have 15, like just really easy videos I filmed. So if I die, my channel can keep uploading.
Let's unpack that. What do you mean? When you die,
Yeah.
if you
Certain
die,
people in my company know on my old computer where to find these videos. And then I was just like, yeah, just upload these like once a month. So it's like, I'm still alive. And like in these, like, I mean, they were like pretty garbage videos. Like
That's
one of them
kinda
just me, like,
weird.
sitting at a.
I don't like it.
Yeah, right?
I do. I think it's funny.
I think it's kind of
Yeah, I
interesting.
think it's
I don't
cool.
know.
What is he,
I'm
Tony
just like
Stark?
it.
What are the videos?
It's like a dead man switch.
Yeah.
He's so weird.
I don't know about it. I don't
Very
even know if I
seldom.
believe him that he made 15 videos.
Oh, I believe him.
I believe him for sure.
What else is he
He's
doing?
done a lot of weird stuff like that. It's like, I made this video 10 years ago. This video's been scheduled for 10 years. He got something going. Yeah.
A table just opening like old fan mail. I don't even know what it was.
Wait, so
but-
is the final video you being like, so I'm dead now? Heaven is.
Yeah, and I like
Yeah,
made I like in that video made jokes like I'm probably in like a coffin right now, just chilling. Don't feel bad for me. I'm dead.
Was that the one he didn't like about him coming back as black?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Dead. And then, but there's another video after that, so it's like they'll title it like my last video, and then a month later there's another one. And
Psych.
yo, that's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy that you think like that. Your brain works in crazy ways. I saw an interview of you. I forget who it was with, but was it Theo Von? Was it?
Yeah.
Theo
The
Von?
man spreading is crazy from these two cool dudes.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that spread, boy.
Here's
That's
that
a nice
goal.
spread. I like to put that on a cracker. It's a nice spread.
Like some sort of
Deli
cheese
plate.
spread or something.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's correct.
No, that tracks. I got you. Very good.
Theo Von was like, "Yo, when you're with Mrbeast, like, is it inspiring? Like, does he inspire you?" And
I'm pretty sure I said no.
That's funny.
no, not at all.
Not at all.
And then he also asked you, "Do you want to be him?" And you're like, "No."
No,
and people
not at all.
kept clipping that and being like, "Look what JJ said. Does this?" And I was like, "No, that's what I expected him to."
Well, it doesn't sound very nice.
They like being mean to Jimmy.
It sounds like it was mean the way he retold it. Yeah. Are you inspired by your good friend Mrbeast? Fuck no.
No.
Do you wish?
You would say that.
No, it would be nice.
What?
Yeah, I would be like, yeah. I mean, you know, he inspires all of us. He's Mrbeast. What can I say?
Yeah, I guess that does sound more like you.
Yeah.
It would sound sarcastic though, for sure.
I would stop there.
You would never.
The sarcasm would never come out.
No.
I'm inspired by Beast.
Yeah.
Look at everything.
In what sense?
Look at all the things he does. He films lots of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's all pretty crazy, dude.
You feel like you imitate his content style with yours?
I don't have to imitate.
Like
Like you're inspired by him.
I guess that's true. You could take it in another direction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give that.
Mm-hmm. He's
Give it to
inspiring
you.
me right now to not try to be cool.
Thank God.
This is when trying to be cool goes wrong.
No, I'm so glad you were honest about it.
Yeah,
because like
terrifying being Mr. Beast.
I have the same thought.
Just the amount of stress that he puts onto himself. I'm like, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how your heart.
It's why people think I'm 35 even though I'm 26.
Yeah. The stuff you go through, it's just so much.
It is a major turnoff, Jimmy. I'm a pretty driven motherfucker, and every time I come and hang around you, I'm literally like, "What am I doing with my life?"
Let's step it up, bro. Let's go hit some Walmart after this.
No, see, that's the difference between you and
Let's go hit them.
No, I don't want to hit the Walmarts. I want to go home and kiss my fiance and raise a child. That's what I want to do.
Every second.
Nice. What a dick. KSI opens up and gets vulnerable a little bit. Logan uses it to talk shit on his hairline. They then continue to misunderstand each other. Good shit. That's a good shit right there, boy. Let me message him while I play this one, yeah.
As humans, we literally change how we look.
Yeah, like I grew a beard.
Yeah.
The bandana hasn't changed.
It's got bigger. It's got bigger, yeah. The hairline's receded. I've accepted it, people.
But you
Let's go to Turkey. I kind
of. I don't want to go to Turkey.
I want my beard on my side of my face.
Yeah, bro. You can have a forehead right here. You can have a forehead.
Bro, I don't care how I look because my girlfriend loves me for me.
Oh,
send me the Zoom link.
Shout out KSI.
He's here.
Huh?
He's here in this chat or in this chat I have.
Oh, okay. I sent it to you earlier on WhatsApp.
So I never sent it to him. That's why he was not in the room.
That would make sense. Nice.
Okay, there you go. The air was with me, of course.
Oops.
All right, now he has the link. Did I miss the vulnerable thing?
Boom. Mic drop. We've all... What? Oh, I don't know.
Wait, hold up.
Oh, that was nice.
That a boy.
Anyways, what were you saying?
Oh, we're in relationships.
Sure.
And it's blessed.
It is so sick.
So who cares what some people online think about us?
That is true.
About, my forehead or...
My only pushback would be...
What?
I think some people think I'm cooler than I actually am. And
my God, dude, kill me. Literally fucking kill me now. Let the rapture come. I'm ready for the end.
Part of that coolness is not looking like a bald ass bitch.
What?
Jesus, bro.
Whoa.
No, bro.
Why did he? What the fuck?
That just blew me away too. It was just like
so mean.
And you kind of missed it because you were messaging him. But the whole beginning of that was KSI talking about how he's accepted that his hair is going and that he doesn't really care and he doesn't care what he looks like because his girlfriend loves him the way he is and all this stuff. And that's what Logan came back with.
I like how he starts it up with this like false humility, like I'm so great, and also you're a bald fucking bitch. Like a double header.
And it's blessed.
It is so sick.
So who cares what some people online think about us?
That is true.
About, my forehead or...
My only pushback would be...
What?
I think some people think I'm cooler than I actually am. And part of that coolness is not looking like a bald ass bitch.
What?
Let's see that hairline, bro. You got half your hair over your forehead for a reason,
True.
bitch
I don't,
ass.
Yeah.
Whoa.
No, bro.
That was so mean.
Whoa.
The thing is,
my father.
Okay.
Like my bald ass dad, who needs a haircut, by the way, Dad.
Okay. Here's this.
I think we should, Logan is so clearly on another level than KSI. Like, you were grouping them together that they're both douches, and it does seem like KSI is a little douchey, but Logan's in another stratosphere from KSI. Because in that clip, KSI, it seems like he can kind of get real, at least a little bit, and show some humility.
Totally.
And self-awareness. But Logan, just nothing, man. Nothing there.
Yeah, that's true. You should be fair about that.
I would get bullied for my big lips. People were like, oh, your lips are so fucking big. Calling me monkey this, monkey that, da-da-da-da-da.
Dang.
And yeah, bro. Back in the day, it's mental.
Mrbeast.
It's still pretty mental nowadays. But anyway, and now you got women doing plastic surgery to get lips like mine. You know what I mean? Things
Look at that.
change.
Yeah.
So I just, what's the point? I was trying to.
You're coping because you're bald.
That's what Logan's about to say.
Okay, and then he's here, but we're so close to being done. I'm gonna blast through these. Jimmy says he used to be bullied.
Yeah. It's actually gangster.
Yeah.
Actually,
he just does
he's
it.
a third grade mob boss.
Yeah.
It's actually gangster.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Did you ever get bullied, Jimmy?
Not really.
That shocks me.
That's such
Really?
a lie.
That's
surely.
crazy.
It shocks you.
For sure.
You want to elaborate?
I just feel like
Not all of us played. What were you? High school football, wrestling?
Yeah, but I was little, Jimmy. I got bullied.
Well, sure. Yeah, you were a nerd.
Yeah, I played basketball and stuff, but no, I mean, honestly, people just left me alone. I didn't really have too many friends.
Well,
That's almost worse.
I mean, I guess.
What? Oh my God.
I'd rather get bullied and know that I exist, and that they know my name, that the cool kids know my name.
So true.
Than them never recognize me.
I guess it depends what you constitute bullying. If you, all right, thank you, Mr. Logan.
No, they're like, we don't want to fuck with that kid like at all.
we don't even want to bully him.
It's just like, if you constitute people going, why do you only talk about YouTube, you weirdo? But I don't constitute that as bullying. I just constitute it as I was just a weirdo and I deserved it because that's all I talked about when I was a little kid.
And look at you now.
Yeah.
Why when you
I still only talk about YouTube and occasionally lunchly now.
when you became the number.
Were you bullied, Jimmy? No. You're lying.
You fucking liar, you little
You're
bitch,
lying,
nerd-ass
idiot.
bitch. Of course you got bullied. The fuck up.
Wait, are you crying again?
Jimmy gets annoyed that Logan uses chat while they're recording. Okay, this is the last one, and then we're going to jump on a call.
Okay.
My friend would know.
Oh, I need to address the title, too, which I'll do after this clip.
Okay.
You're right.
Yeah.
Hey, just sitting here with the boys, wondering what a GPU is and what function it serves.
ChatGPT.
A GPU, or graphics processing unit, is a specialized processor designed to handle and accelerate the rendering of images, animations, and video for your
Retention is plummeting right now.
It's what powers all the graphics in video games, visual
It's nice knowing you guys. Thanks for watching what you did watch.
It works alongside your CPU.
Well, might as well just end the podcast now.
I'm with Jimmy.
This is why you don't know what a GPU is, because you don't fucking pay attention.
I pay attention, but I also want them to be entertained. Gosh, dang it.
Retention did go down.
It's a little late. You're at the end, but he's right. That was insane. Horrible. I hate Logan. He's a psychopath. He deserves the worst. I hate him. Scammer.
Well, I was kind of pointing out because you do that on our show a lot. Where you
No, but the way I do it is way fucking more interesting and engaging than that.
Yeah? You think so?
I don't know.
It's like that, only like 10 times longer.
He used the voice.
And it doesn't read it out loud.
Yeah, I like the voice
No.
a lot.
Bro,
It was
you
helpful.
all are doing a shtick, and I appreciate that.
Nope.
You're all pretending like it's not funny when I do it. But I know it's funny because guess what? I'm the comedian around here, and
Right.
and
That is
trust me,
true.
nobody has
You have-
the right to question my credentials.
You have that certificate. That's right. I forgot.
From the magic, there should be a magic house
From freaking clown college.
for clown. I got a degree from clown college, bitch.
It's a podcast. He's shooting the shit with the boys. What?
Oh my god.
Speed did?
Speed hurt himself?
Wait, can I? Is there a clip? Or
He
do we-
tried to do a backflip on. No, because he exaggerates
All
his.
right. Yeah, I mean the whole thing is pretty wild.
Yeah. You got the gist, though. You got the gist.
So to address the title, the title is what's the title?
I haven't been well.
Oh yeah, so excuse me, goddamn. A lot of people have been saying that this is the hot new phrase from the kids, crashing out. Hassan was on a stream saying that I'm having a quote narcissistic crash out. I don't know what exactly that means, but people say, man, you must really lost your mind. And after some self-reflection, I want to say that I apologize for nothing. I feel grounded and centered. I feel like standing on my principles proudly, and I apologize for nothing.
Wow. I did not expect you to say that.
Nobody did. Nobody expected it.
It was truly shocking. What a twist.
Well, no, I want to make it clear because people, I think they think that they're going to bully me into being like, maybe I do need this. Maybe I am crazy or something. It's like, no, I am crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong, but like, not more than usual.
Just the baseline.
That's the funny thing. It's like, y'all have been fans of me for years, and now I'm crashing out. It's like all of a sudden when I disagree with you.
You've been crashing out since
I'm not even disagreeing
2012.
Exactly. The only thing being crashing is these nuts on your mom's fucking chin.
Whoa! Easy there, Tiger.
Like
Come on.
2 thunder fucking claps. Pow pow! All right, let's call.
Okay. Do you want to do a little setup or anything, or should I just let this
You can bring him in.
Okay.
I'll do it with him.
Okay. Stand by. Stand by. Just a moment here. Okay, getting connected.
People don't have waiting music like we have.
Nobody does it like us.
I don't think so. In fact, I know so. What you eating, love?
Some taco.
Taco spot?
Yeah, Tacos Gavilan.
Is that the place to package it up?
Yeah, it is. It's my go-to.
What kind of tacos you get?
Huh?
What kind of tacos you get?
I got 6 pastor. That's my
Wow.
shit. I always get pastor nowadays.
When are we gonna dance, Logan?
I like the fattiness.
Is it a little sweet?
I wouldn't say so. It's more of a. It's I think marinated pork. I think I got it. Yeah, I think it's pork.
It's pork. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I don't eat it that much. The few times I've had it, I thought it was.
I wouldn't say it's sweet. No.
Sweet or something. Try it again.
It's usually it's the thing that they shave off.
Yeah.
So busting. Oh yeah, it is sweet because you get a pineapple on it usually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like. I don't know. I want my. I don't like the sweetness in the taco. That's just a preference.
I get it.
But I mean, people love pastor. You're not the only one.
No.
My God.
It,
I'm waiting for you, Dan. By the way.
It replaces. You know how I like kebab a lot.
Yeah.
Kebab is shaved, at least how they do it in my hometown, and it kind of reminds me of it a little bit.
You
So it
like
feels-
shaved meat.
Yeah, especially pork, shaved pork. It's my shit.
I love shaved meat. You're not wrong.
Yeah, it's something special about it.
Excuse me. Hi, Mr. Lonerbox. Hello.
Hello, Mr. H3.
I can see you. Can you hear me and see me okay?
Yeah, I hear you and see you. Actually, you're a bit quiet. Let me turn you up.
Excuse me. Thanks for calling in. I know it's super late. What time is it there right now?
Oh, it's only 11. And
Oh,
I'm a
that's
bit
not
of a
bad.
night owl, so I'll manage it.
And you're in Scotland, right?
Mm-hmm.
So are you a native to Scotland? I'm unaware of your background. I know you're Lebanese by background, but I don't know. Did you move to Scotland or were you born there?
No, my family's Lebanese. I was born in Scotland. My dad's side of the family is Lebanese. My mum's side is Scottish. So I've lived here almost all my life.
Oh,
Lived in
okay.
the Emirates for a little while. Been to Lebanon a couple of times, but mostly Scottish. Yeah.
So the reason I wanted to talk to you is just because I've been talking a lot about Hassan and people like him and how I don't agree with their brand of like leftism. I myself am a liberal and a leftist, and I think in an effort to be more productive in this conversation, it'd be good to introduce people to somebody on the left that I do think is great, and that I do think people could watch and enjoy and get some political analysis from. So that's kind of like the motivation for having you on, and yeah.
So you were looking for Hassan alter. It's a lot of pressure, but okay.
No, it's a full-on Hassan alternative. You are tapping in and coming into the ring. No, I just think you have a good perspective. I mean, where do you come from? You're definitely a left-leaning guy, but I feel like on certain topics where people go super far left, you have a more like nuanced and thoughtful take.
Yeah, so I've been pretty much on the left since I started caring about politics, barring like a small, like 14 playing World of Warcraft and listening to crazy like right-wingers online. That was maybe my one phase, but it lasted like a few months. And then after that, I've basically always been on the left. Was definitely a lot more farther left when I was younger. And then I think since I started making content about 4 years ago, kind of two things happened at once. One was I noticed that what I understood to be like the 21st century version of like a socialist or a democratic socialist was very different to what a lot of other people online saw as socialism. I kind of thought the whole USSR simping and anti-democracy and liberal values was just a thing of the past. But that happened. So I kind of realized that there was this whole tanky authoritarian sphere that I didn't identify with at all. And then I also realized that just after doing more and more reading into particular topics, because I was actually creating rather than just watching other creators, I realized that I didn't always align with exactly the same conclusions. So I think the first example was Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
What I would normally do in my 20s was I would just, if I wanted to know something, I'd see there's an issue, and I'd say, okay, what's the left-wing commentators saying about that? And I would tend to just go with that and trust it. But when Ukraine happened, I decided that, well, I'm a creator now. I should probably just dive into this myself and see where it gets me. And I realized fairly quickly after reading more and more about that conflict and the history and what was going on now, that I didn't align with the far left position on it at all, really. That all this talk about we're going to hand-wring about the Azov battalion, like a group of like 1,000 or 2,000 people at most, some of whom
the
were
so-called Nazis.
and like,
yeah.
And this is why we have to like this, and that's the level of purity testing that we're going to do to let a country of like tens of millions of people not get the arms that they need to defend themselves. I thought that was kind of ridiculous. Or conspiracy theories about a US-backed coup in 2014 in the Euromaidan. So I very quickly realized that there was this whole pile of things that I didn't really identify with coming from voices that I trusted. And then from then on, I've come across that maybe a bit more often. Still lean pretty far left compared to the average person, at least in the UK or America. Like I definitely align with social democratic policies. I like workplace democracy. I think governments should support more of that. But yeah, definitely a little bit different from what I understood the left to be online. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of went through the same thing that people saw here, is that I didn't really understand what, like, I thought socialist, when I heard that, I didn't really think like, oh, communism, like Marxism. I thought like social democracy, like Bernie Sanders. But when I started talking about like communism with Hassan, and then right afterwards, October 7th happened, I started to like realize that this, like, in my opinion, this like left-wing, like tanky adjacent shit was so fucking nasty. And I felt like I had to get away from it. Like it was just scared me. Like, what the fuck? It's crazy.
Well, I've been watching it from a distance, like I think there have been definitely a few periods where I've just became like an H3 Hassan whatever React channel, because it's I think like, because I tend to like to go into deep dives about certain topics, but then I also realized that watching other channels talk about things like that and hearing disagreements is like a good way to springboard to get those conversations going. But yeah, and it's difficult to assess proportionally, because in the real world, people who lean that far left to a point where you've got like authoritarians and tankies or Hamas supporters, it's like there's not that much of that outside.
Right.
But I guess because they don't have that much political power, they have invested a lot of effort into getting a very strong presence on social media, and also bleeding into normie spaces as well, which is a little bit more bothersome because they might not get the votes, but like that's where an increasing number of people are getting their information from.
Right.
More young people get their information from the internet, and that's going to keep on going up and up. That's not going away. And obviously that's the space I operate in, so kind of have to address it, and even if it feels a bit disproportionate at times.
So when I hear you talk about like Israel, Palestine, or Ukraine, I feel like you have like a really deep understanding of things. I'm curious what your research or like academic background is on this stuff.
I have no academic. So I got a degree in sociology, and then that was in about 2012, 13. And then I completely ditched it and just spent the rest of the decade doing music, like music production, teaching, performance. And then I always had a kind of like secondary interest in politics. Like I would read a lot, or I would just watch podcasts or listen to commentators. And then eventually, after creating, I started reading more. So most of it is just like, if I ever look like I'm really well learned in a particular issue, it's usually when I was making video essays or streaming, it's usually just because I spent the week before reading as much as I could about it. So it's all just like one thing at a time, you know?
One video you made recently that really like resonated with me is you were talking about like how left-wing anti-Semitism is manifesting right now, which is obviously something that I've been talking about and caring a lot about. I find it's really hard to explain it because there's so many levels and there's so many different like ways to obfuscate. And I think a lot of people who are behaving in anti-Semitic ways don't necessarily even think that they are. And you explained it in a way that really I thought was good. And I was wondering if you, kind of what your take is on the whole left-wing anti-Semitism. Like, where's it coming from? How's it manifest?
Yeah, I mean, I hope I remember what I said, because that honestly to me is just one of the most difficult questions to navigate, because people don't talk about anti-Semitism all that much. A lot of even Western countries that have very good education systems and where every other year in high school or even primary school, they ask you about, like, they teach you about the Holocaust and World War II and all that. But even then, there's so much that gets buried. Like in the UK, for example, like no one knows that the British basically purged the Jews like 2 or 3 times across the last 1,500 years. We learn all about the Scottish versus the English in Bannockburn. But we don't learn that Edward I, the Hammer of the Scots, the guy who fought with the Scots, he was also the Hammer of the Jews. He borrowed a bunch of money from Jews and then didn't want to pay them back because he had fought the war with the Scots. So he just deported them all. He just purged them, and they weren't allowed back until like 500 years later. So, but that's just something that never gets brought up. And then even to this day, the UK still has a fairly low Jewish population, Scotland even lower. When it comes to left-wing anti-Semitism, it's like, it's really hard to navigate because I don't think the majority of people who appear to be doing anti-Semitic things, who are on the left, are doing it out of any conscious dislike of Jews. Like, none at all. I think that it doesn't, in a right-winger, it's obvious. Right-wingers don't trust Jews. Like, right-wing anti-Semites think Jews control the world, run the banks, have a secret plan to destroy the world. But for left-wingers, it's a lot more opaque, and I think their issue is more that they arrive at anti-Semitic conclusions and anti-Semitic sentiments completely by accident. Okay, I'm trying to think of how to explain this in a quick way, but the way I think it works, and I'm still kind of mulling this over time, I think since the Cold War ended, I think a lot of like revolutionary communists or tankies or whatever ended up kind of lost. They didn't really have a story anymore because the big bastion of anti-capitalism was gone, right? So once that was done, I think people felt like they were in a position where, okay, well, we're not going to get global communism anytime soon. Like, the great superpower war is done. But what we can support is anything that kind of threatens the global capitalist order. I think, like, in Chairman Mao's little red book, I think he literally says, anything that is good for the enemy is bad for us, and anything that's bad for the enemy is good for us, which seems really irrational, but it's not that irrational by their own logic, because you ever heard like sort of like communists say things like, oh, every time there was an attempted revolution around the world, it was squashed by the West.
Every time, yeah.
Containment, yeah. And to an extent that did happen. Like, that was US policy, was containment, stop it spreading at all costs. So it makes sense to think that if the only way that communism is going to have a chance of flourishing again is if the global capitalist order is like pushed out of the way. So anything that undermines that gives a bit of space for alternatives. And this has been kind of like part of their doctrine for the last 100 years. Even in Weimar Germany, like the German Communist Party, their number one enemy was not the Nazis. it was the Social Democrats. They called the Social Democrats social fascists. They basically, at certain points, actually aligned with Nazis on particular issues to try and get the Social Democrats dislodged from power. When it happened when the Nazis took over in 1933, the party line from the Communist Party backed by the Soviets was that, like, basically this is good. This is good that the illusion of liberal democracy and social democracy is out of the way. And this Nazi thing is just a kind of blip. And then after that, the workers are going to rise to class consciousness and we'll have a revolution, like a Soviet Germany. So they maintained that line up until the mid-30s when they were getting killed. Right.
Right. So how does that lead into anti-Semitism, where they're like, it's basically an anti-Western philosophy?
Well, now that you're far left, and if you're far left and you don't really have much of a story after the Cold War, then Israel-Palestine as a far leftist kind of gives you everything you want in a story, right? It gives you oppressors and oppressed. It gives you European settlers versus non-white natives. It gives you East versus West. It doesn't give you capitalism versus communism, but it does give you the great capitalist powers versus something else. So it's a big focal point for a lot of things that leftists care a lot about. And when you can, and for a lot of very complicated reasons, people get fairly disproportionately obsessed with that particular issue. And if the goal is, like, if we see that Israel and America are kind of like representatives of the global capitalist Western order, then sometimes people who don't really have that much else to support in the world in terms of communism or anti-Westernism is they'll find themselves eventually accidentally falling into supporting groups that oppose Israel, even if they are some of the most rabid anti-Semites in the world, like the IRGC or the Houthis or Hezbollah. And I think that's more or less what happens. I think they hate Israel because Israel is backed by the West, and if that means tolerating the anti-Semitism of Houthis, Hezbollah, etc., that's kind of just worth it. And if it also means occasionally repeating their propaganda points or whitewashing their anti-Semitism, then so be it.
That makes sense, because like when I look at these people on the left, like I know that they're not like they're not racist and hateful people, but it's so hard to like explain it because, like you said, it's almost incidental. It's like accidental. And yeah, I think the way you said that makes a lot of sense. That the other thing I've noticed about these like ultra lefty guys that kind of trips me out is how much they hate liberals. Like they hate liberals more than anybody. Like they think liberals are fascists and essentially no better than like fringe right wing, radical elements in the government. And I always thought that was so crazy because I love liberal democracy. I think it's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? And when I hear these people talk, it seems like the personal freedoms that we enjoy, religion, even the freedom to have to control what happens in your own workspace, right? Or speech, press, all this stuff is stuff that they don't necessarily even believe in. In fact, a lot of that stuff is probably something that would need to go under state control for the communist takeover to work, seems like.
Yeah, it's hard to always get into their heads, because I can say that I used to enable a lot of, like I used to attract a very authoritarian, like far left community, but I never really went that far myself, even back in the day. So it's like, I think in a sense there is an internal logic to it in a way, because again, like liberal democracy is what, or social democracy essentially, is what saved capitalism, right? Like that's what they'll say about Roosevelt or about the New Deal or the welfare state in Europe or the beverage. Like the idea of those things is that they allowed capitalism to survive and to basically gain the consent of the people. And although you could argue that, well, if it also results in raised living standards or anything else, then that could give people the breathing space to start thinking about alternatives for society. I guess they just don't really, buy that. that part of it I find a little bit harder to explain, because again, it's always people who enjoy all the benefits of liberal democracy, right? Like there is no Chinese version of Hassan, right? They can't exist, because you couldn't say like you could I don't know what the Chinese equivalent of America deserved 9/11 would be, but if you said something like that to the Chinese, or like they deserve maybe like one of the Uyghur bombings or something, like you'd find yourself in jail long before you get the chance to escape in your like sports car or whatever, right? You'd be So that part,
like,
I have a really
irony
difficult time.
I've noticed too, like people like Hassan who, not him specifically, but it's like it feels like sometimes like this disease that festers inside, and it uses like its own structure to defeat it, and because of liberal values, it's hard for the society to even make the distinction of like, how do we disallow this? Because like we're all about the freedoms, and they're exploiting the freedoms to undermine the society we live in. And it seems somewhat like a paradox that I'm not really sure where that ends up.
I mean, that's always been one of the strengths of like a liberal democracy, though, or especially social democracy, is that it is good at hosting its own critics more so than any other or like a regime. Right. And I think for the most part, that's probably okay. I guess we are entering into a new phase where social media and disinformation and post-truth and everything is really hard to control. And the fact that but unfortunately, I think that side of things is probably getting a lot more weaponized right now by the American right? Like with Elon Musk buying Twitter and then using it to amplify things that he likes and to purge things that he doesn't like, and doing it with Russian money, doing the fact that it's like all these conspiracy theories that you would normally hear right-wingers make about the Democrats, for example.
Dude, yeah, that trips me out. Elon is literally like straight up George Soros. Like everything they thought George Soros was, he's like, that's who I am. Here I am. I'm fucking doing everything we said he was doing. And everyone's like, yeah, that's awesome. We love Elon.
And they're proud of it as well, right? They're like, there was that clip, wasn't there, when they were saying, "Oh, who is the right wing George Soros?" And Elon Musk is just like, "Yeah, that's me."
Oh, yeah,
and then they clapped. I thought we didn't like it when people did that. Yeah,
it's kind of mind bending. Yeah. Going back to like the Middle East, one thing that drives me crazy is the admiration that you see from Western leftists for organizations like Hamas and Hezbollah. And another comparison that I always see that I feel like is not very fair, and maybe you can tell me if you agree, is the comparison to like Nelson Mandela and the ANC, when they go like, oh yeah, well, Hamas flew in and killed a bunch of civilians, but that's what Nelson Mandela did too. And now they used to be called terrorists, but now they're actually freedom fighters that we love. It seems like not an honest comparison.
It's interesting how people who accuse everyone else of being Orientalist are so quick to generalize oppressed people from very different circumstances who did very different things and basically made very different decisions. If you're comparing Mandela to Hamas or Mandela to Hezbollah because they're both labeled terrorists by some people, I'm sorry, saying that, Mandela was labeled a terrorist, well, okay, ISIS were labeled terrorists. So would you say that? Like we'd say, oh, ISIS were labeled terrorists. Well, so was Mandela, so big deal. Well, no, some people can be incorrectly labeled terrorists and some people can be correctly labeled terrorists. Mandela, in his own words, was completely against what people would mostly describe as terrorism. When he was actually arrested for the first time, when he was on trial, I think in the mid-60s, after the ANC had resorted to a level of violence, now what type of violence matters, he explained his position very clearly. He said, well, we tried to go on strike. They made it illegal. We had our party, the ANC, they banned it. So we had, even though striking was illegal, we held protests anyway. We held protests that we weren't allowed to do just to see what would happen or to see if we could make a good impression. And peaceful protesters were massacred at Sharpeville. So they decided that they had to pursue something else. They had to go underground. But even then, in his own words, they chose between different kinds of resistance, different kinds of violence. You could go for a revolution, you could pursue terrorism, you could do guerrilla warfare, you could target soldiers. But the option that Mandela chose was what he called sabotage. It was to attack government infrastructure like power plants, or to interfere with the railways or the telephone communications, or to pull down pylons, because the whole idea was that the goal was to make this system, the apartheid system of South Africa, ungovernable. It is not sustainable. And because the black people were the majority in South Africa, the large majority, if we do this, then you are going to be forced to concede, because otherwise the state's going to collapse. And he specifically said that he chose to do that because sabotage did not involve loss of life. His exact words. He also said that it offered the best hope for future race relations because bitterness would be kept to a minimum. These are his exact words.
One of his things that he said that I feel like is always overlooked is that I know that he wanted to avoid violence as much as possible because he knew it would make reunification like difficult or impossible, and that's like there's like a empathy there, or like not even an empathy, but like just pragmatic perspective where it makes sense, where I feel like people just give Hamas and Hezbollah a blank check to just fucking, kill and mayhem as civilians, and it's just all in the name of resistance. Like there's no criticism for them because they're the oppressed.
I mean, you can kill babies and call it resistance. Like it doesn't. You have to actually. If you're ever gonna, I don't like it when people say, "Oh, I oppose all political violence," because the world is a pretty nasty place, and there are some times when the only way that people can defend themselves or liberate themselves or achieve their rights is through violence. That's happened in history with colonialism or with apartheid or anything else. But just explain how it'll help. Just say, how will this act lead from A to B? Mandela was able to do that. I think he persuaded people very well on that. And when things did go overboard, when the ANC militants would occasionally, either by accident or because some people just went rogue, when they did kill civilians, they sometimes took a bit longer than others, but they effectively disowned it. They didn't like that. Or people might think necklacing. Do you know what necklacing is?
I forget the exact description.
It's when you take a tire, because for some reason in South Africa there are lots of tires lying around. I don't know why. They would take a tire and put it around someone's chest and shoulders. They would soak it in gasoline and then set them on fire. This was seen as like an ANC practice. But even that, most of the time that happened, it was used on other black people who were suspected of being informants. And although Mandela's wife, Winnie, supported it and spoke openly about it, the ANC hierarchy, the leaders, they actually reprimanded her for it. They distanced themselves from it because they knew it looked horrible and it didn't really achieve anything. It was just like violence for its own sake. It didn't really help anyone. So if you're going to talk about resistance, it's like, no, you don't get a magic word to just say, oh, well, that's resistance and therefore it's fine. Just explain how this will help. How did October 7th help Palestinians? How does suicide bombing help them? How does Hezbollah firing rockets that you can't aim into an area of northern Israel that's full of mixed communities? How does that help anyone? How does boarding a ship that's going from Turkey to India, that's full of people from Asia and Ukraine, and kidnapping them for a year, we still don't know where they are, by the way, how does that help Palestinians? Well, the fact is it doesn't, but you call it resistance and you make a propaganda video with music and people like it. Yeah, it's stupid.
I know what they would say is that it brought awareness. Like before October 7th, people were not thinking about Gaza and not caring about Gaza. But after October 7th, now it became like this global movement and dialogue about it.
That's great. 40,000 Palestinians at least, by the way, it's probably more, much more, have died. But tell their relatives who survived and are walking around the rubble that you've got global attention. Israel-Palestine has an insane amount of attention from the international community. They've got the last thing that they need is more attention, right? What they need is something that will actually work or that will actually lead them to get their rights. So even October 7th, like if October 7th had happened in the West Bank, honestly, Okay, I'm exaggerating, but I don't think I would care as much. I don't think I would
wouldn't
be
either.
like.
No, dude.
Yeah,
Can I interrupt for a sec before we move on from Mandela? It was my understanding that initially Mandela was adaptive of the Gandhi philosophy of nonviolence, but he saw it wasn't getting anywhere with him, and then ultimately he felt that violent resistance was the only way to combat the apartheid. Am I?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but it depends on what kind of violence, right? They did resolve to violence, but their violence was damaging, destroying government infrastructure. Occasionally, people did die, but that wasn't their policy. They weren't trying to kill people. They were trying to disrupt the system and make it like an impossible system to maintain. I think between the 70s and the 80s, I think 76 and 84, I think only 71 people died in MK operations. The goal wasn't to kill people. The goal was to frustrate the apartheid system. So obviously, yeah, violence is a broad term.
You said 71 people died in what? In what time frame?
Between 76 to 84, about 8 years of confrontations.
Yeah, I mean, that really puts it in perspective, in my opinion. Whenever people make that comparison, it's like, well.
Yeah, it's like the equivalent of saying, like, if we're talking about violence for the Palestinians, there'd obviously be a difference between armed militants in the West Bank destroying an outpost, right? Or even if like a settler tries to go up and set up an outpost, like the idea of like a Palestinian armed militant going up to them with a gun and saying, no, fuck off, like go back to your own country, okay? Like that's because that's the only way they can enforce that. I'm like, okay, yeah, good, do it. Yeah, that I'd completely support that kind of behavior, but that's not what Hamas does. Hamas went into Israel proper and killed whoever, right? So
I totally agree. On the West Bank, like these people are, when you talk about like colonial settlers and stuff, like that's what's actually happening in the West Bank right now. And these people are like, I mean, more or less valid military targets, in my opinion, right? But in Israel proper, as you describe it, what would you say? Because I think a lot of these activists would say, well, actually, Israel's all stolen land. So what's the difference between the West Bank and like around Gaza, the kibbutzim around Gaza?
To hear Americans say that, like, okay, so you would actually be fine if a Native American decided, okay, it's time, we're taking it back. We won't actually take it back. We know we won't take it back, but what we could do is we can just kill as many Americans as possible before the army comes in. Like, okay, if you concede to that, and then it doesn't make any sense. Like the idea of Israel being stolen, that's where you get into a bit of a difficult territory there when it comes to Israel being stolen land. That when people talk about colonialism and Zionism, and maybe like farther left people don't really see eye to eye with me on this at all. I think when people try to make these comparisons, I don't think it's very helpful to compare Israel, like Israeli colonialism, which I think is real. I don't think it's worth comparing it to something like to Algeria under France or British-run Kenya, because the difference is that a colony is like a place that is controlled by a mother state that that has the colony there on its behalf, with the goal of plundering the land and exploiting the locals. That's the goal, right? Jewish people, in large part, didn't go to historic Palestine because they wanted to enslave locals and plunder the land. What is there to plunder in Israel-Palestine? They went there because they felt like they had gone through 2,000 years of persecution in Europe. The Middle East was a bit better, but not great. And they decided that the only way that we can actually ensure some level of safety for the Jews is to have our own state, where we exist as a majority, where we can't be persecuted by another majority. And most Jews disagreed in Europe. They thought that if we become more integrated, if we get rid of a lot of our obvious Jewishness, we'll be a bit more safe and we'll just become like regular Germans or French people. They were wrong. The Jews in Germany who watched the Nazis come to power and had all their property taken away from them, some of them killed, some of them put into camps, they were more integrated at that point than they'd ever been. That was a very well-integrated German Jewish community, and they were murdered for it. So I think if there had been no anti-Semitism in Europe and the Middle East in the 19th century, Zionism would have been a really stupid idea. It would have been a complete, like, There'd have been no reason for it. It would have been completely unjustified. That's my opinion. But because that wasn't the case, and because you're dealing here with people who don't have anywhere else to go, who don't know anywhere else, who are not going back to Poland or Brooklyn or Iraq or Libya or Yemen, well, they're there to stay. And the way I see it now with Israel-Palestine is, although the foundation of Israel was built on, I'd say, at the very least problematic terms, pretty unethical actions, sometimes downright atrocities like the 48 War, those people are not going anywhere. There are two national groups who live in that area. And we know that they don't really want to share power. They don't want to share a country. So at that point, you need to say that, well, you can't just reverse histories to some ideal point. There's to some Goldilocks zone in a particular year. You have to deal with what we're given now. And what we're given now is two national groups in this land. I think the most logical thing to go from there is to separate them. One person gets their country, the others get theirs. Maybe one day they'll decide that they want to coexist in a binational state or whatever Western leftists like to talk about when they're drinking coffee. But that's not today. Palestinians need a state now. I think that's what makes the most sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, part of my issue with this whole conversation is like, even saying like, oh, I'm in favor of a two-state, like I feel like to Hassan and his community is like genocidal. Like that makes you a Zionist, right? And again, not even from like a nationalistic, Zionistic perspective, just from a pragmatic point of view, to look at that situation and say, I think we can like lift the blockade and let everybody in Gaza and the West Bank have free reign to go into Israel and basically just, fully integrated from one day, lights are on, the borders are gone, full integration. Pragmatically, that seems like a total disaster. I mean, that would be like, all the governing bodies in those areas are pretty much dedicated to violence against the Israelis, and it would just, I think it'd be crazy, right? I mean, it would be fucking mad to do that. Seems to me.
Well, even with apartheid, like the way apartheid ended in South Africa was because at the end of the day, both groups were eventually persuaded into it. Obviously, the ANC, Mandela, offered that. He said that they wanted white people to have a future in South Africa. They considered race relations going ahead. Desmond Tutu, the Rainbow Nation, it was supposed to be. And the white population were eventually persuaded into it as well, which is why I think just before apartheid ended, there was a referendum. And the white people were asked, do you want to keep negotiating with the ANC or not? And they mostly voted yes. So you can't just like dissolve the border and just expect everything else, all else equal, to stay the same. Like at that point, you're just turning a war into a civil war. So, right. And I think this bears out in the polling as well. It's like there was a poll very recently that asked Israelis and Palestinians the question: do you think the other side wants to get rid of you, either to kill you or kick you out of the land? And I think 90% of both groups said yes. I think it was like slightly more Israelis than Palestinians, but it was about 90% each. Yeah, there is a lot of distrust between these two groups. So the idea that, and I think even if you look at polling on the one state for two people versus two states, or there was one poll that actually also inserted a third option, which was one state, but an unequal state without equal rights. And the order of preference for both groups was two states first, then one state that's unequal and undemocratic, and then the last option was one state for two people. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I find that's the ironic part, is like all these people who are talking about one state's the only solution. It's funny because the people who live there, none of them want one state. None of them. The Palestinians and the Israelis, nobody there wants one state. It's like, because they understand that it's not a viable option. It's like a non-starter of a conversation. It just seems like magical thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it necessarily has to be that way forever. But again, Palestinians they need a state now. They don't need to wait 20 years before people start to absorb the same like multicultural opinions that we have in the West, right?
So how do you make a Palestinian state with like the way that the government is now, how they're like constantly absorbing land from the West Bank and kind of just looking the other way, or in some cases just greenlighting settlers to steal what is essentially Palestinian land?
That's a pretty big question. I think the international community and the support for Palestinians should be pointed a lot more in that direction. I think there were efforts not even that long ago that involved like boycotting of products that came from the settlements. I think it was like it eventually, not too long ago, led to European companies just refusing to stock any produce that came from settlements. And it resulted in expansion at least slowing down in some areas. And people said that, yeah, this is actually hurting our enterprise. So obviously, more of that is a good thing. I think governments, I think it was a really good thing that Biden started putting sanctions on settlers, and I think even maybe one or two settlements themselves, like the outposts. I think that kind of pressure is a really good thing. And I think I really wish that a lot of the activism was maybe pointed more in that direction, because to me, it's a much more black and white thing. I don't think anyone can defend settlers. I went to Israel and Palestine in the summer and interviewed people from both groups. The most frustrating conversations I ever had there was not with Palestinians who sympathized with resistance or anything like that. The frustrating conversations came from settlers, because on the one hand, they would do this thing where they would say, yeah, we're here because Israel's a small country and we need to expand our frontiers so it's harder for people to attack us, right? Like if we weren't here, the terrorists would be closer to Tel Aviv, right? It's a small country and all that kind of thing. But they'd also talk about how this is historic Jewish land. This is Joseph's tomb and Rachel's and the tomb of the patriarchs. And I would try to ask this question where I would say, like, okay, if the security issue was not a problem, would you give up this land for peace? And they wouldn't answer, they would kind of skirt around the question. And I felt like such an idiot. I tried like 3 times to rephrase this question because I thought they just weren't understanding what I was trying to say. And they just still wouldn't answer. And I said, yeah, it's because, those people they're expansionists. They just want territory. They don't care about the security. It's just something that is easier to sell to the rest of the world. So I think there's a lot that needs to change with regards to policy from Israel's allies. And I think settlements is a really big thing. I don't think it's the end of the world in terms of 2 states. I don't think land swapping was really the big issue in the peace process. I think the issues were more fundamental than that. But there are still, people, Israeli leftists who don't have any support behind the scenes talking about ways that you can fix the maps up to make this work. And I just think there needs to be a lot more pressure in that direction. And I think same with Palestinian leadership as well. I think if Palestinian resistance was about frustrating the settler enterprise compared to what Hamas is doing, then that would be a much more amazing thing.
That's a good point. Well, are they doing anything to the settlers? Is that even like a focal point for like Hamas?
Sometimes. So there are lots of confrontations. The problem is that they tend to go for settlers, and at least in part because they can't get to Israel. I think in was it August? I think it was August this year, the end of the month. There was an IDF raid into Jenin, like a big Hamas stronghold in the West Bank. And it's so stupid how these narratives get kind of like spun in the West. But I think the IDF went in there and they crossed quite a few lines. They bulldozed the roads, and they caused quite a bit of destruction. But I don't think I watched a bunch of left-wing channels talking about this, and Al Jazeera and the rest of it. I don't think a single one of them mentioned that I think 11 people died in the first day of those raids. And I don't think a single outlet mentioned that every single one of those people who died was claimed by Hamas, Islamic Jihad, and the Al-Aqsa Martyrs Brigades, like fighters, every single one of them, on their own websites. And they even said that what they were doing was they were building explosives to use either on settler communities or on Israelis, because it happened just like a week after or 2 weeks after a botched suiciding attempt by Hamas and Islamic Jihad. They tried one in Tel Aviv and it failed. So, yeah, again, that's always been an issue. I think is like, I don't really know if there's ever been like an armed resistance sort of agreement on the Palestinian side to kind of like focus on particular targets rather than others. It seems to be like they'll go for Israelis in Israel proper. They'll go for settlements that are right on the border that are probably never going to go back, or they'll go for outposters, which I think are a lot more justified. But yeah, I don't think there's ever been like a really focused
so if you're
attack
living
on one group. Yeah.
I'm kind of curious what your opinion is. If you're living in Gaza and you were born there, and obviously we all know that the conditions even before the war were pretty tough there, like 50% unemployment, like tons of poverty and no freedom of movement. So like, I guess what, I think a lot of people say, well, if they can't go and fucking, start blowing up shit in Israel, what can they do?
It's kind of like, I don't even know what an analogy is, but it's like if you're suffering, I don't think you're not going to gain more from blowing up things in Israel, are you? Like, you don't really gain anything from that. You actually lose quite a lot, because look at Gaza now. There was a Hamas leader, actually, alongside Sheikh Yassin, the founder, in the early 2000s. And there was a really interesting quote from him where he basically said, let's be frank, we're not going to destroy Israel. The practical solution would be for us to have a state alongside Israel. And when we build a Palestinian state, we will not need militias. The needs for attack will stop and things will change into a civil life. There is this very small fringe of Palestinian advocates, including, they've existed in Hamas as well, where they think that one thing that Palestinians don't lack, at least before October 7th, was international humanitarian aid. They are one of the largest, if not the largest, recipients per head of humanitarian aid in the world. And in Palestinian groups, there's always these leaders who basically no one knows about or no one likes, is that they have this argument that they should use that aid and use whatever resources they have to build up themselves as much as they can, so that if we can't force Israel or Netanyahu or Sharon to negotiate with us, what we can do is build a de facto state reality on the ground that will eventually kind of, in the same way that Israel did, just be like, yeah, we're here and we're not moving. And maybe if we develop ourselves up, we can engage in trade and we can push for things like that. But obviously, if your resort to Israel is to just fire at civilians with rockets that can't aim, or to go across the border and kidnap people, or go across the border and murder people, well, it's like you're going to get blockaded. You're going to get them coming to you and blowing up your military installations and attacking your soldiers. And unfortunately, if those soldiers are near civilians die as well. So,
do you think that happens on both sides? Do you think that happens from the IDF as well?
Where civilians
innocent civilians get killed?
In what sense from the IDF? Like,
because I'm hearing you talk about it a lot on from Hamas coming into Israel and doing that, but I'm not hearing the other way. I was just curious.
Oh, what, like the IDF killing Palestinian civilians?
Yeah.
Yeah, the IDF is like in some ways, like the IDF they are, I guess, professional state army, but they're also, they're the last people you would want to be running around Gaza looking for soldiers, okay? Because even if Hamas does fight in a very cowardly way, like they hide in civilian buildings and under civilian buildings, they dress up as civilians. The IDF is an army full of like 19, 20, 21-year-olds, right? These are like bedwetters, okay? These are people who are scared, they're jumpy, they're hateful, because obviously the Israeli youth is quite right-wing. They're very angry about October 7th, and unfortunately, the IDF doesn't really have a very good system of accountability, right? I think the longest I've ever seen an IDF soldier getting jail time for murdering a Palestinian, I think it was like 3 years, maybe 4. And that's since the founding of Israel. So obviously, people who are on the ground who maybe want to take a bit of revenge and all that might just take a bit of liberties and just kill some people who they know don't need to be killed, are not soldiers. So yeah, that's
what scares me about this conflict overall. And I'm not coming at you. I don't know your content. This is the first I've heard of you. But I'm just saying overall, as this movement, at least from the Palestinian side, I think we should be able to talk about it more. I agree with Ethan that people are too reactionary sometimes, and that we need to have realistic standards as a starting point. But from the Palestinian point, like I've never heard, at least to my knowledge, I don't know shit about politics, but I've never heard of another movement who can't have a slogan. So my whole life, I'm Lebanese, I'm Muslim. I've always heard "River to the Sea." I've never understood it as a phrase that meant eliminate Israel. Now, when I heard that people take it that way, when I heard from Jewish people that they take it that way, I respect that. And if they think that, then I don't want to say it. But then the next thing is, okay, we can't have a slogan. Now, and again, I'm not talking about Ethan specifically. I'm just talking about my views overall.
Oh, it's good.
Now
Listen,
we're not.
By the way, this is a good conversation.
Yeah. So we're not able to have a slogan. Now we're not able to identify the enemy because now I'm being told that Zionist is being associated with Jewish. And of course, people can use Zionist and call people Zionists where it's not true. But I don't think it's fair to say that, calling people Zionists just as a flat line is anti-Semitic. That's me personally.
You're saying using a slogan is anti-Semitic.
We can't have a slogan. We can't identify the enemy, and now we can't give aid. That's another thing too. You can't give aid because there's this fear that Hamas is going to take the aid. And either way, both sides don't agree on anything. Everyone has their own talking points, but we can all agree, at least for the most part, on the numbers. And that's what worries me, is because this is happening. I don't know what the proportional response is. I condemn Hamas, but whatever it is, it's not this.
Can I ask you, do you speak Arabic?
A little bit.
Okay,
My
I
wife
don't.
does.
You know what the Arabic version is of River to the Sea, right?
No, but I do know.
من الماء للماء فلسطين عربية. It means from water to water. Palestine is Arab. That's what it comes from originally, right? So it's like, I can see why, if you're Israeli, hearing that probably does sound like, okay, maybe this land is not for me. Maybe these people do want me gone. So I can see that. At the end of the day, I don't know. I don't think slogans are necessarily like the big issue. When I was in the West Bank, the kids coming up to us and trying to jump in front of the camera, they said "Free Palestine." It's like, okay. And you're looking around and like, okay, there's a checkpoint there that's all black because of the Molotov cocktails. There's people who are stuck at a checkpoint for like over an hour because people are being searched very, very carefully by the IDF. There are kids who have to go through a checkpoint out of school to get home. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty bad. Yeah, Free Palestine. Yeah, fuck this. This is awful. So yeah, I don't know. I think as far as slogans go and optics, I think Palestinians are pretty good at that. Actually, aren't they? They're actually quite good at wooing the rest of the world in terms of like looking good or being sympathetic, right? Because they have their situation is something that people should be sympathetic with. On the other end,
I don't mean so much the oppressed overseas. I mean the people here who are trying to defend them. Like, there's this feeling of like, no matter what we say, we're gonna get cornered and be called anti-Semitic or something along those lines. Whatever it is, to be a terrorist sympathizer.
You feel like you don't, there's not a lot of freedom for somebody to just
and
criticize Israel.
Yes, and let me be clear.
Accused.
That nothing to do with Ethan or Elo.
Ethan
has always encouraged me to say whatever I want. I'm very thankful for that. We had a full conversation in Vegas in which he said you could talk to me as your friend, and I truly appreciate that. So this is not a reflection of you, Ethan.
I don't take it that way at all.
Yeah.
This is good. But this is my problem, is that like having a conversation even like remotely, like with any friction in it at all, or like this is a civil conversation we're having, is like beyond the pale. It's become beyond the pale. It's like untenable, and it's just, I'm fucking over that shit. But I'm appreciative of what you're saying. I'm definitely hearing what you're saying, man.
Can I ask a question?
Sure, please, yeah.
So obviously violent resistance is like not the optimal option. But when people are not being given aid and they're being killed, how do you propose peaceful resistance when they don't have resources to do anything at all right now?
I'm guessing you're talking pre-October 7th, is that right?
No, I'm talking post-October 7th.
Oh, like, for people in Gaza.
What do people propose is done right now? Because it's been a year. Like, how can resistance be shown? Or like, what else can people do to get this? Because you were saying, like, people talk about it a lot. Like, the play is talked about enough. But like, when is it not talked about enough to when like all of these people are still dying? Like, when is enough?
I don't think people should stop talking about it. I guess it's just when you're saying what kind of peaceful resistance, are you talking about people in the West or are you talking about people in West Bank or Gaza? I'm not sure the question was.
She's saying that what other option? Well, it's going to happen basically, if I'm understanding you correctly.
Yeah.
Like, how do we
Obviously,
move forward?
it shouldn't.
It
but-
shouldn't happen. We don't condone of it, but. What?
And especially if you want to send aid there and people are scared that the aid will go to Hamas, which is, I understand, obviously, like there is a threat there. But if you fear that it'll be going to the terrorists, what do you do to supply aid to the innocent civilians who have been dying and are dying?
As far as I know, with international law at least, like if you're the occupying power, you have to make sure that aid can get in. I think the American government, I don't know if you know, recently there was like a measure that was taken in October for 2 weeks where Israel basically, the IDF, I think without getting approval from Central Command, basically decided that they were going to surround the north of Gaza. And to do that operation, they weren't going to let anything in. Okay? So they did that for about 2 weeks. And then I think that was when Kamala Harris came out and said, okay, you've got 30 days to fix this. Otherwise, we're going to reconsider selling arms to Israel. We're going to reconsider our position on aid. And that's a pretty unprecedented thing for America to do. America doesn't talk about reconsidering arms to Israel very often. And then on the very next day, Kogat, the Israeli aid distributor agency, basically posted a bunch of videos saying, look, there's a bunch of trucks going into North Gaza. We got a bunch of trucks going in. So I think getting government pressure to Israel actually does go a long way. I think it actually did get them to reverse. And although I think the final verdict from America was that Israel still could have been doing better, that they had at least they stopped what would be the equivalent of like a medieval siege, because that's what it was for those 2 weeks in October. So I think the problem is like, I think people are just very disproportionate with the ways that they make complaints. And then when you get disproportionate and when you exaggerate or when you throw in false things, then you don't really know where the solutions are. So for the last year or so, when people have been saying there's an inevitable famine, and like a famine is like you've got thousands of people dying of starvation like every other week. And obviously that didn't happen. But it means that people kind of like skip over what the actual issue is, because what should have been happening, I think, and what I think could have happened more from America was more pressure on Israel to actually facilitate the movement of aid throughout Gaza, because the big problem is that, like aid agencies don't really want to go to certain areas because they're too dangerous. Sometimes places will be so lacking in aid that when they do send a convoy in, it gets rushed and then people get shot. So it's like, I think that's probably, it's like when you assess it proportionately, I think you can come to answer it a lot more easily.
I think your question is more like people in Gaza, right, who have no access, they have no means, they can't, I mean, they're basically just like totally fucked, right, in every conceivable way. You're wondering, like, how do they resist?
Yeah, and how does this whole new generation of children like not become
future terrorists? I'll say for you.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Like
it
feels like it, sadly inevitable. Like all of these people, their entire existence will now be based on the fact that their like friends and family have been massacred, and their homes.
Yeah. Sorry, I get what you're saying now.
Yeah. Like how do you stop
that's a really hard question. So I think the only thing I think is like, maybe 5 or 6 months ago, maybe a bit less, I think American intelligence agencies were basically in agreement that Israel has achieved almost everything they can militarily by now. Like the only thing they can do left is like they go to an area, they take out the Hamas guys, and then they leave, and then Hamas tries to regroup, but they're regrouping with less resources. There's more buildings destroyed, so Israel goes in again, and it's like a diminishing return, and they're just going to weaken and weaken and weaken until there's just nothing left. But I think the only thing that can really happen for Gaza is, and this has been floated around since the summer, is that there needs to just be like a certain, like starting with one area at a time, of taking a zone that the IDF has been able to clear Hamas out of, and to just find whatever agency or any body in the world that isn't Israel, that isn't Hamas, can come in there and start to rebuild. And obviously Netanyahu, because he's a piece of shit, is obviously not really interested in pursuing that option by now. But I think that's really the only thing that can happen. Like, there's no future in Gaza with Hamas. There's no future with Hamas, because if they stay, they're going to do the same thing again. They're going to rearm, they're going to rebuild, and they're going to try attack Israel again, and then Israel will respond, and then you'll get the same situation again, and more people die, and more people get radicalized. Like, yeah, they're a very self-perpetuating organization. And there's also not really, I think, anything happening with this current Israeli government. They either need to get kicked out by the locals, or they need to have a lot of pressure on them from the rest of the world. And I think with Trump coming in, that's not very likely, but I think that's what should happen. Whether we get there, I don't know.
Do you think that Bibi is like a war criminal?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's quite clear. In the beginning, do you know Bob Woodward, the guy who wrote that book, the journalist who wrote that book about behind-the-scenes conversations between politicians? Yeah. He, there was one bit in there where on October 7th, until about the end of the month, there was a complete shutdown of aid going into Gaza. And the argument I heard at the time, because when I was in Israel, I met a couple of Israeli propagandists, like government propagandists, and they said that, like, oh, that only happened because there were a bunch of breaches in the border, some crossings were damaged, and you had to rebuild that to make sure and organize passage with the aid organizations so that we could actually make things function properly. But it turns out that behind the scenes, they had solved that problem, but Netanyahu and Yoav Gallant, mostly Netanyahu, were insistent on keeping the border blocked, which is a war crime. Like, it doesn't matter if you're not obligated to give them anything yourself. Like, if you're an occupier, you're not obligated to be the one that buys the food and brings it there, but you are obligated 100% to allow aid to pass through there. You have to do that. And if you deny that, which it seems like Netanyahu did knowingly, and complained to Biden for pushing back against it, that's a war crime. That's a pretty grave war crime. Yeah.
It's such a shame that the government in Israel right now is so fucked, and not just even Netanyahu, but like the whole coalition is just so fucked. It's just so fucked. Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't really help that he's somehow managed to push his approval ratings up again because of the military successes against Hezbollah and
I noticed that too.
Sinwar.
I noticed, like, people in Israel were like mega anti Netanyahu, and it was specifically after the pager attack, I feel like, that the public was like, okay, maybe we can keep the war going with Bibi or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just that I think with the Israelis, obviously there was a time when they were a lot more open to peace, like in the 90s and the 2000s. And then I think it was mostly the Second Intifada that just kind of broke everyone's brains over there. And obviously pulling out of Gaza unilaterally and then seeing Hamas appear like within a year or two afterwards and firing rockets over at you, that didn't help either. But I don't think Israelis they're not stupid. So there was quite a bit of hope I got when I was, like, the Tel Aviv protesters, the ones who are pushing for an end to the war and for ceasefires and to pursue some alternative that isn't just like total victory or whatever that means. I think once this side of things is done and there's like a next phase of whatever comes next, I don't think Israelis are going to forget that Netanyahu, like, this is in large part his fault. He posed himself as the security guy for 20 years. He said, yeah, I might be corrupt. I might be unlikable. You might hate me, but I'm the guy who keeps you safe. I'm the security guy. And then he oversees the biggest failure in Israeli security ever in their entire history. And he does this in large part because he was complacent. He thought that he had actually used his stance and his positioning to convince Hamas to stay quiet. And the entire time he was being duped, to the point that people, these poor, it was like mostly young women actually watching the borders, would send in reports saying there's irregular movements at the border, there's irregular activity that's built up, and people just saying, nah, they're just doing that to keep each other busy. You know, they're not interested in a large confrontation. I think people will remember that, hopefully. And with if Hamas and Hezbollah can be properly defanged and like they don't pose the same threat to Israel that they did, then I think the Netanyahu excuse for fighting massively goes away. Like if they can actually take out Hamas, then there's no excuse for the blockade. It's gone. And like every country in the world should completely disown Israel if they keep it going after that. So
I agree that Hamas should be taken out of power, but I also have this fear that this is an excuse to make allow this genocide to basically continue. Like, I don't know what the answer is of how to remove Hamas while at the same time not massacring so many people.
yeah, and I guess that's true. And it's like even if Netanyahu weren't a war criminal, even if they did everything right by the books of the law in war, yeah, you'd still kill a lot of civilians because that's how Hamas fights. But I don't really know. That's why I think right now, because Hamas will fight forever. I don't think they're going to stop. Obviously, the right thing for them to do would be to surrender and to agree to hand over the governance of the Strip to anyone that's not the IDF and that's not Hamas. That would be ideal. But I think that's why I think the burden should be on the IDF and Israel a lot more to take parts of Gaza that they can actually secure some kind of like calm in, and then just it needs to be. I don't think Israelis and Palestinians can solve this by themselves. I think America, wherever else, Saudis, Emiratis, Qatar, I think the entire world needs to do something about this. Like, and we've done that after wars in the past, like in World War II. It took the rest of the world to repair the damage caused by that. This is not the same damage as World War II, but it's going to take international help, and I don't think that's going to happen alone.
But that's kind of what Gallant was saying, to go back to this really silly controversy, in my opinion, is that the military objectives are done, and he doesn't understand why the IDF needs to be there any longer, and he wanted to withdraw the military, which seemed like a good voice to have on the cabinet. And then, Netanyahu fired him. So it's,
Yeah, but he's kind of a fucking nutty in his own right.
I never said, listen, I never said anything about his character.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I mean, I said, it's so funny how people twist it. I said he's a moderating voice on the cabinet. And then people say, oh, Ethan said he's a moderate. It's like, that's totally fucking different. But, and I think this is so stupid because, like, I'm trying to have a productive conversation about this, and it just turns into like, oh, Ethan defended you of Gallant, or I don't know, stupid.
It's not really worth it. At the end of the day, there's not really that much, because I had these problems as well, but it's not really worth getting hung up on, because Gallant did say that pretty horrible thing at the beginning about no food, no aid, like human animals, whatever. Yeah, like you don't need to like him. At the end of the day, like everyone in the entire history of Israel-Palestine has done horrible shit. Everyone said and done horrible shit. Everyone, like any Palestinian leader that you like, look into their past. They've said something crazy, anti-Semitic, or supported some kind of like terror or anything else, or like even Arafat. What was he doing for the entire 20th century, right? He was coordinating attacks on civilians, like hijacking buses and killing civilians, hijacking planes. People still saw him at the end of the day. Was it wrong to say that at one point he was a potential body for peace in the region? I mean, he was. He made steps. He put forward olive branches, right? It's okay to say that about him, right? It's okay to say that about Mahmoud Abbas or anyone else. So, yeah, Gallant compared to Netanyahu was more moderate. Yeah, that's okay to say. And
yeah, he wanted to end the war. Yeah, or at least he wanted to withdraw. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, he's fucking. Yeah, he's crazy too, obviously.
Yep, I mean? Still a right winger, but he, at least on that particular issue, yes, he was a bit more moderate. Yes.
Yeah. There you go. See?
I have a question, because you said that it should begin with Hamas surrendering, but not to IDF or Israel, to a third party. But what if they don't? Okay, let's say they don't. Is it okay then for all of these innocent people to keep dying until they do? How do we?
No, I don't think it's okay at all. It's never really okay when.
So how do we target the Hamas terrorists without hurting innocent people?
I don't think you can. There's not really. That's Hamas chooses to fight on those terms, but that's also why I don't think it's the IDF's like. That's why
So if
this
Hamas
total
is doing
victory
it, then-
doctrine.
Oh, I'm sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. But if Hamas
okay.
is doing it, then IDF is okay to also do that. And like we're talking about the proportions and numbers here. Several more Palestinians are dying.
Yeah. So there's like I don't really like the legal arguments because they just sound really cold. I think in terms of like the way that laws work, there are like arguments that the IDF can make and get away with because they can basically just say that, yeah, if you hide behind civilians, then, and that's the only way we can get to you, then we're going to have to do a strike that's going to take out the people that we're targeting, but also the civilians. But like, I don't really agree with that to the absolute end, because the problem is that you're going to do that for decades potentially. Like you're just going to be fighting a permanent insurgency, which is why I think they should focus a lot less on, well, let's just get the bad guys and whoever dies, fuck them. It should be a lot more on trying to live with the fact that Hamas won't stop, but also to think of ways to build up alternatives in Gaza. And that's a much harder thing to do. It's a much harder thing for the IDF to do. And I do blame Hamas for that, but I think they still need to do it.
I know what you mean, though. Hamas will never, they'll never surrender. As far as I'm aware, shit, maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems like. Yeah, I don't know. I think your ideas seems kind of interesting about just like partitioning pieces off and clearing it and trying to do that all the way through, but there's not really any good solutions. It's just really fucked right now.
I think sometimes, and just to be clear, like I'm not like a military expert, so a lot of this is just me reading as many opinions as I can and just trying to find the one that makes the most sense to me. So pinch of salt, all that. I think sometimes when it comes to situations like this, is like there's not really a best option or even a good option. There's just like a less bad one. Obviously, there's new information that could come out about this particular conflict that would make me change my mind on what should be done. But yeah, I think right now when you just have this kind of like, it's always been the case that Netanyahu and Hamas like feed each other, right? Hamas helps Netanyahu because it keeps the Palestinians divided. He said that. He said that when he was justifying letting Qatari money go to Gaza. But Netanyahu also helps Hamas because when Palestinians think, well, there's no olive branch coming from this government. There's no one saying, let's bring back the peace process. So what are we going to do? Like, yeah, it's a shame.
Did that answer your question, Lena?
I don't think directly about the people who are dying, but
Well, no, I just want to clarify. So you were saying that civilians are dying in Gaza.
yeah, and it's always but civilians are dying, but and then there's a reason for justifying it, and I can't understand that.
You're saying that the civilians need to stop dying. I mean, essentially, the war needs to stop.
And yeah, I mean,
that's the only way they stop dying, right? Is if the war stops.
I don't know what the solution is. I just wish there was another way to get these to target these terrorists better, where you're not getting all these kids caught in the crossfire.
Yeah, I hear a lot of optical solutions. This would be perfect if this happened, but I never hear a realistic one. So you'll say this would be great if this happened, if the IDF stopped. They should stop, but I never hear like a realistic, and then it ends there. There's never any further realistic solution.
For example, I think maybe a specific question is, let's say that there is an apartment building of a bunch of civilians, and it's suspected that a Hamas terrorist is hiding in the building among them. Is it okay then to strike the whole building to get that one Hamas terrorist and kill all of these other people just to get that one target?
I don't think so, but I don't know who.
Yeah, I would say no.
Yeah, I would say no for sure.
But that's what's happening, right?
That's like a really. I think that's happening.
Lena.
Say what?
It's hard to say how often that is happening. Like I'm sure it had. Like there have definitely been moments where I think it definitely has happened. Yeah.
Oh, we saw them blowing up like the aid cars with that they thought like one terrorist was in. That was just horrible. The like kitchen.
Yeah, and it turns out the person who made that decision, who I think was actually fired because he was breaking the rules. They were supposed to call the aid organizations, and they didn't answer, but they were supposed to double check and check again because they knew that aid workers were using that route. It turns out the guy that actually signed off on that strike was a settler, a guy who opposed humanitarian aid going into Gaza, who actually argued very vehemently against aid trucks going into Gaza. That guy was
that's a
like
systemic issue
full-on-
with the IDF, though, right? That a fucking someone like that would be in that position.
Yeah, and the lack of accountability is awful. But yeah, to answer the question about what one terrorist in a building full of 20 or 30 people or 50 or whatever, it's like a really difficult moral question. I know that in like law they try to solve it because they say that, well, it's legal if the collateral damage, they call it, the civilian harm, is lower than the military advantage that you're going to get from it. And it's like, okay, how do you measure these two things? Like, how do you measure a military advantage against a number of civilian deaths or human lives? You can't really do it. So I think the way that some people try to solve it is they say is like, do we have any other way of stopping this threat? And generally in law, if you don't, then you just say, well, yeah, go ahead. And then people somehow do those jobs and manage to sleep at night. Like, that's why I think that there's only so much that the IDF could have done militarily. I think, and they've probably exceeded that by now. Like, they don't need to gain any more. That's why they need to go and pursue other options.
Well, so, and to represent like the Israeli perspective, they would say, so you have these terrorists that went and did this horrible attack, and then they retreated back into Gaza. And they are, I mean, their bases are under hospitals. They shoot from schools. They embed themselves in the civilian population. They even dress as civilians when they fight. So, like, I guess I don't know what, like, the IDF, just to give them like a plausible road into dealing with that situation, like what does the IDF do from the Israeli perspective? You know what I mean? I'm curious.
I mean, I'll bite the difficult bullet. Like, I think that after October 7th, there was always going to be some level of IDF incursion into Gaza. That was always going to happen. You can't just let an attack like that happen onto a sovereign country and not respond to it.
That's part of what frustrates me too, is that I see so many people like jubilant, like just like, yes, October 7th was fucking the best. And it's like, well, we all know the inevitable consequence of that is going to be like terrible. And I'm not saying it's right or even justified, but it's going to be terrible. And yeah, I find it kind of ironic. Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I guess that's just like it's still, the problem with what's happening now is that Netanyahu, obviously, and his war cabinet have given the chief of staff this job, take out Hamas, but he's not doing it with the goal of allowing Palestinians to eventually self-govern or to eventually, like stop being bombed. Or he's not really going for that. We don't know what he's going for, really. He keeps saying total victory. He keeps saying he doesn't want settlers to go into Gaza. Other people in his government obviously do want settlers to go in. That's like the really big problem, is he's never made it very clear what his total like objective is from this war. Total victory is not an objective. It's just a slogan. It doesn't mean anything. And I really think that it would behoove the Western leftists, I think, who care a lot about this issue and who can actually get the government to listen to them if they are good with their messaging and everything else, to push for something like, if it was me, if I was the Americans, I would say like, Netanyahu, this Israeli government needs to acknowledge that the IDF is not going to stay in Gaza. They're going to come out. Someone else is going to have to govern that strip, and they're going to have a state. They can't just be some kind of like non-state entity forever. And that needs to be resolved. And America can influence the PA. They can influence, to some degree, they can influence Israel with like, just with words sometimes, because Israelis actually listen to Americans. They actually care quite a lot about the American president thinks. So, yeah, I think that should be, and unfortunately that just hasn't really happened. I don't think Harris really did nearly enough to push that, and Biden didn't. But I think that's what needs to be pushed a lot harder, is that you can't just have an Israeli government forever that's just rejecting Palestinian statehood. Like it needs to be acknowledged. And
I think it was something a lot of activists would say. Well, actually, we deny that. I mean, I've heard Hassan say this, and it's a pretty popular perspective that Hamas does not use human shields, quote unquote, or they don't use public buildings, and they don't fight like that. I think what they would say is it's densely populated. Like, of course, how can you avoid being near a school or a fucking whatever it is, or near civilians? You know.
Yeah, I mean, people will say it's another thing where people just play with words, right? They'll just, it's guerrilla warfare. Well, okay, that doesn't make it okay. Like just because you change the words to something that sounds nicer. If you want to get into a legal argument, people get really weird about. There are weird interpretations of what the law in human shields is, and no one really knows exactly like what it means to have an intent to co-locate your civilians with your military. But we know with Hamas that they do it for a reason, right? Like their tunnels are underneath buildings for a reason. They're dressing as civilians for a reason. And it's in large part
Is
because
that
they
debatable
don't
that
really...
they dress as civilians?
No.
No.
It's not debatable. Not all of them do, but yeah, it's not
Or that
debatable
their
that they do,
headquarters
yeah.
are under hospitals? Because I see people deny that too.
So the headquarters, as far as I know, they moved. There's a speech from Sinwar in about 2019, 2020, where he was talking about complaints about the headquarters location and that they'd moved it. So I know that it was under Al-Shifa for a while. I don't know if I'm sure they moved it. It seems like they moved it. But yeah, Amnesty International, who are by no means pro-Israel, they actually really don't like Israel. Yeah, they said that in 2014. And they spoke about how Hamas was using Al-Shifa to torture people that they suspected of collaboration. So, and even when the IDF raided Al-Shifa, it took them like a couple of weeks to quote unquote secure the hospital. I doubt they were spending 2 weeks just like fighting through patients. You know, like yeah, there's obviously a Hamas presence there. We know that they use, you know what? If we're talking about Hassan and all that, like just listen to their own words. You can go on Hamas's website, Al-Qassam PS. They have their own obituaries for soldiers who died in previous wars. They're all listed. They'll tell you everything about this soldier's career as a soldier and what they did and what they were doing when they died and where they came from. They'll also tell you what kind of military activity they were up to. They'll tell you where they were storing weapons. They'll tell you that in 2008, when Hamas were integrated into the police forces and the police buildings that had civilian cops in them were also full of Hamas soldiers. We know that one of their military installations for producing explosives was underneath a prison. We know that that they have what's called, I think it's like the militants mosque or the military mosque, Arabic translation. Yeah, we know that the very first ever Hamas weapon stockpile was discovered in a mosque. We know that that tunnel where 6 hostages were shot in the head a few months ago had a foreign journalist, a Sky News journalist, go in and verify that that tunnel entrance was underneath a child's bedroom. So Hamas won't even hide from that. They'll admit that they have tunnels. They'll admit that they do it under civilian buildings. They'll write it in the obituaries of their soldiers. But I guess that's like, it's like a concept I call Western or like leftist Orientalism. It's this idea that you're not really treating Arabs as real people when you feel like you have to do this whitewashing of their own actions, where you feel like you see like a Palestinian group like Hamas doing a thing, basically everyone agreeing they do a thing in terms of like investigations, them saying they do this thing, but you're just like, no, that's not true. Like, you're not really treating them like real people when you do that.
I guess the last thing is like Trump is president, going to be president. I personally think that is going to be a disaster for the Palestinians, unfortunately. And it seems like he actually got a lot of Arab vote in America, or like I think he got the majority of Arab men voting for him. I think they were hoping that he would lead differently, but from where I can see, that does not seem to be. It seems to be the opposite, frankly. I don't know what you see.
With Trump, I mean, Trump is so good at being able to he's so good at being able to just make everyone happy. Almost, when it comes to foreign policy, he somehow manages to do this thing where he is at the exact same time a hawk and an isolationist. On one minute, he'll talk about how we don't need NATO and we don't want these endless wars and we don't want to spend American arms on other countries. On the other hand, he's talking about how we're going to kick the crap out of ISIS and we're going to send troops in there, or we're going to bomb Soleimani, or like. So he's got a very strange attitude to that. And I think, honestly, his actions tend to just depend on who triggered him the day before, or who cozied up to him or complimented him enough the day before. He's very good at filling all the gaps. I think the advertising that they were doing in Dearborn was basically, I think they were just very cynically targeting multiple groups at once with different messaging. So in areas where they had Jewish communities, they would target them with advertisements saying that Trump's going to be pro like Israel. He's not going to hold Israel back. He's going to let them do the job and finish the war. And Kamala Harris is a Hamas person, or Biden's a Palestinian, and Ilhan Omar is like a Muslim. Fuck those people. But then on the other end, he'll go to Dearborn and have signs talking about, I think it was like Holocaust Harris, or what I think, or was it Genocide Joe? I can't remember. I think his crowd chanted Genocide Joe once, and he just basked in it because, well, this sounds good for the moment. Doesn't matter that it's completely contradictory to everything I believe. Who did Trump appoint again for ambassador to Israel?
It was
like a Christian Huckabee, yeah. A guy who most Israelis, by the way, they don't say, oh, we're God's chosen people and the West Bank is Judea, Samaria, and all that. Like, most of them don't really say it in that way. Most Israelis are secular. That guy is like, actually, I think Trump's entire cabinet is like, they're probably more extreme Zionists than most Israelis are.
I think
like
you're
those
right.
people.
I think you're right.
And what happened with Trump last time? He cut funding from the Palestinian Authority. He recognized the Golan Heights. He moved the embassy to Jerusalem, which was an incredible trigger point against Hamas. That's like one of the biggest insults you can do for Palestinians, is like fucking about with the Al-Aqsa Mosque. And didn't a bunch of settlers build a complex in the Golan? They called it Trump Heights.
I don't know. Wow.
Yeah,
Trump Heights.
He
loves that.
I mean, that's the thing, is like, even if you don't like what the Democrats did or what Biden did, I think he could have done more. It could always be worse. It could be a lot worse. And I think, unfortunately, with Israel, we're going to see worse with Trump and Netanyahu combined.
Oh yeah, here it is, Trump Heights. That's it. That's all you need. We just need a Palestinian city called Trump Village, and then he's gonna switch sides.
The Trump Mosque, yeah.
Trump Mosque, yeah. Trump Heights. Wow. Yeah. What? Sorry.
I was just say, yeah. Me and my wife, we're from Dearborn, and yeah, definitely a lot of people back home would not vote for Harris, and some of them, obviously, yeah, they were going towards Trump. And I think, me personally, I would vote for Harris just because of other people, because of women's rights and stuff along those lines. But as an Arab, the way we looked at it, for the most part, my understanding is that we feel like no one gives a shit, no one cares. Biden stood idly by. She's going to stand idly by. At least maybe with Trump, there might be a chance of something being done.
I think they thought that their vote for Trump would protest it's like a protest of the genocide.
Or not voting at all.
Yeah.
As a way of protesting.
Unfortunately, it is very disappointing that Dearborn voted for him.
Yeah.
And this is like the first time in 30 years, I think, that Dearborn voted Republican. So yeah, the genocide was like a huge issue for them in this election.
The thing is, like, I totally understand their perspective, right, of the protest vote and just feeling like hopeless and just not knowing what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I totally get where they're coming from. You know what I mean? I just hope that
Trump. But no, you're right. It probably is going to be.
I mean, all we can do is hope that it's not going to be more terrible than it already is.
Well, Trump is very good at exploiting people's hopelessness or emotions or anything. Yeah, that's his entire thing.
American democracy. Last question. American democracy. 4 more years?
What, do you think we got 4 more years of American democracy?
A lot of people think that. I mean, a lot of There's a lot of people that think it's that serious, I'd say.
I don't know, Ethan, the guardrails, it doesn't matter that Trump wants to end democracy or will disrespect any election that he doesn't win. It's the guardrail. No, yeah, it's really, I think America has enough of a safety net that it won't allow Trump to do that. But at the end of the day, America's only as, like, any country is only as good as the people who run it or the people who are in it. And if Trump can say all those things and he can do January 6th and he still doesn't concede the last election and he can win the popular vote, like, maybe Americans don't want democracy.
I
right?
agree. This
Maybe
is
they
what
don't care.
they wanted. This is what we wanted. I mean, the popular fucking vote. What do you say to that?
But I need to get the fuck out of that country. Yeah, that was, yeah.
My only hope with Trump is that because he's so old that he just fucking dies.
Yeah, and we're very fortunate.
Yeah, because he's
that,
old. Obviously, right, Dan?
Yes. And I think we're very fortunate that a lot of his successors are kind of inept. Like, they don't really have the same flair that he does.
Right,
That's probably a good thing. Vivek's not replacing Trump. DeSantis, no. Trump Jr.?
Fuck that.
Honestly, Trump Jr. might be, like, maybe if they can sell it like on a dynasty.
No
maybe
shot. He's
they can
such a
get Trump
creep.
in.
I don't see it. Yeah,
Yeah, because Trump's definitely not a creep, eh? Like,
no, but he has swag. Where
he does have swag.
Trump Jr. is just a whiny bitch, fucking cocaine addict.
I mean, Trump is a big fat man who eats a lot of McDonald's. So
opposites. One does cocaine, one does McDonald's.
Yeah, it's I don't know. That is probably, as far as like the future and just like any democracy, it's just the fact that disinformation and like just alternate realities can have that much of an effect on the population now. That's quite a scary thing looking forward.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So everybody, that's our time. Thank you for calling in. I appreciate it. And thank you to everyone who participated. Lena and AB and Olivia. I appreciate the conversation we had. And thanks for calling in. Guys, if you want to, he's Lonerbox on YouTube. Is there anything else to say that you want to plug? I mean, it's Lonerbox.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube, either Lonerbox or Lonerbox Live is where I do most of my content now on live streams. You can see me on Twitter if you want to see me fighting with people. But
how often do you go live these days?
Pretty much every day, maybe 6 days a week these days.
So Lonerbox Live. Cool. Very good.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me, you guys.
Thank
Nice
you. I
meeting all of
appreciate you calling in. Have a good evening. I know it's late there. Enjoy
And yourselves.
sleeping.
Yeah, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Excuse me. God. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I like that we could talk. We had like a pretty, I don't know. No, a lot of people probably disagree with his perspective, but I thought it was good the way that we were all able to have a conversation about it.
I saw a lot of appreciation for that in the chat during the
good.
combo. And
Because I'm honestly so fucking sick of this shit where we have to like, everyone has to fall in line and nobody can argue. And it's like, even if you attempt to offer a different perspective, you get accused of this and that. And it's just, I'm so fucking over it, dude. I'm not doing that shit anymore.
I'll hold you to that.
Not doing it.
I'm holding you to it.
I'm not doing it anymore. Anyway.
All right. I have some cooking to do this evening for our Laugh You Lose tomorrow, which everybody will be catching on Friday. You what?
I got to make the turkey.
You're going to prep a whole turkey tonight?
No, I'm not cooking a turkey. It'll have turkey in it, though.
Okay, cool.
I'm definitely.
He was assigned, so everybody was assigned a dish from the classic Thanksgiving lineup. I'm doing the, what should I say? I guess, who cares, right?
Yeah.
So I'm doing the green bean casserole. He's doing the turkey. What do you got, Liv?
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. Nice. AB, what do you got?
I was so distracted because this dude on Reddit looks just like you. I'm so sorry. What was my plate?
Looks like me?
That was the first
There it
time.
is.
I hate the look-alike Dan post, but this is the first time. Like, what the fuck is Dan
This
doing
one's
there?
true, huh?
I saw one too of young Saoirse Ronan, and it said it looks like Dan.
What?
I'll pull it up.
But I am
go.
doing mashed potatoes.
Wait.
Double?
What?
Hold on.
Hold
on. We got an issue.
You both are doing mashed potatoes?
Oh, when did you decide?
I have the assignments here. Let's see. AB. You're supposed to have pumpkin pie, my friend.
No, Lena is pumpkin pie.
I have Lena as mac and cheese.
Oh my goodness! What a Thanksgiving disaster!
Oh no! Well, I'm glad we talked about this.
Yeah,
we got out in the open. We can work out who does what.
Honestly, if there's 2 mashed potatoes,
it's not the end of the world.
Also, I could do pumpkin pie and just.
We already got the pumpkin pie and the stuff, but
And I have stuff for mac and cheese already.
Just
so.
make it.
Okay,
It doesn't
I
matter.
see.
Well, pumpkin pie was on your list, but it's assigned to you, and then mac and cheese is listed as Lena's.
So wait,
Do I
what
look
is
like
this
I can make
photo?
pumpkin
AV?
I thought that was Dana at first.
Which one?
In the middle.
Wait,
All of
what?
them.
Oh, okay, I see it a little bit. Is that the dude who
Whoa.
That's the dude who killed himself, right?
I don't know.
Who is it?
I
What
don't
are you talking about?
He was one of the founders of Reddit, and he was
right. Yeah, maybe. I think maybe you're
he
right.
sadly
Which one?
passed away.
I still don't know what you're saying looks like me though.
I thought the guy
This
in the middle
guy,
was like
I see
The guy in the
the
middle looks
Yeah.
like me.
I see a little in the face. I see a
From
little.
far.
I see a
It
little.
looks like Dan with brown eyes. to
Y'all
me.
say so.
Please, that's the.
I'm glad it's just not
I was
another
like,
bald
why
guy
is
with a beard.
complicit to
He's like Dan, but less
contributing
beautiful.
to the damn BS. I'm sorry.
What about this?
No, it's okay. It's okay.
What about this? The one on the left.
Okay.
That's Saoirse Ronan, Oscar award-winning actress, and that's her when she was a child.
Why is this on our subreddit?
Okay, this
Because it looks like Dan, bro, on the left.
Oh, what the fuck?
Okay, that one I see a little bit.
Nuts.
That one I do see a little bit.
Are you saying Dan looks like a little girl?
Yeah,
maybe.
Dan looks like
He has-
this little girl.
What can
He
I
has
say?
lovely features.
Yeah, you've
Beautiful
got lovely
eyes.
Yeah, I kind of see it. Maybe she's a distant relative.
I believe it.
So, how do you spell her name? That's a crazy name.
Saoirse, Saoirse.
I have grown up with Megman.
And what was the last name?
Ronan, Ronan.
She's American Irish. Yeah, I've got Scottish ancestry, but maybe there's a little crossover.
Twice
somewhere.
removed or something.
Yeah. All right, fair enough.
He doesn't really have a Scottish accent.
I was picking up on. Are you talking about Lonerbox?
Yeah.
I picked up on it on certain words.
I just expect him to sound like a leprechaun.
But leprechauns are from Ireland.
Well, a Scottish leprechaun. yes, laddie. Come, follow the rainbow, laddie.
Yeah, that's not Scotland.
You'll find
though.
your own pot of gold.
Scotland and Ireland are different places, just to be clear.
All right, listen. So tomorrow we're filming. Wednesday we'll be back.
Yeah.
And so we'll see you guys all on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all.
Keep the party
I
going.
gotta run. We went way over.
Yeah, we
Thank
gotta
you,
go.
everybody. See you on Wednesday.